Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is your boys, Mike and Mish with the Mike and Mish Show. What up, Mike?
Yo, yo, yo. You had that in the chamber. You just never released it yesterday.
Yeah, I forgot to. We didn't do a show yesterday, so
Yeah.
here I am,
You're all
fucking
loaded and ready to
a
go.
late and a dollar short, my friend. But hey, we're here. We got a good show. We got a triple header tonight. We have a couple of people we
Triple
haven't.
header.
We have a couple of returning fighters. We got somebody we never had on before. Might as well just tell everybody who was going to be on the show tonight. We got one of the OGs in the bare knuckle game, been around forever. Been out for a minute, but he's making his return. April 12th at BKFC Clearwater. Elvin Leon Brito, El Bandido himself will be coming on. He's going to be taking on Ja'Far Fortt on that evening. Right, that's right. And then we got a first timer to the show. 1-0. Okay, is it Valeria?
Mejia. So
Mejia?
this is why. And this is one of the biggest reasons we have people on the show. We actually started the show just to figure out how to pronounce a lot of
Yeah,
people's
that's right.
names because we're just
So
really bad at it.
we're gonna call her Galactica, but we got Galactica, Valeria, Mejia. So we're
I
gonna
think that
figure
was
that
good.
out.
That was good.
She'll
That
be
was good.
coming on right after Elvin, and then we're gonna round out the show with Hefty Bag. Kai Stewart has some news he wants to share with the audience tonight, and then maybe we'll do a little outside the circle. What do you say, Mike?
Oh, I say that sounds about right. Sounds like a good thing to do. Sounds like the right thing to do.
It sounds like the right thing to do. You know what
It's the
else?
right thing. It's just the right thing to do.
Well, why don't we do the right thing and shout out our sponsors real quick? I'm going to start us off with our supplement and energy company that sponsors the show, Bucked Up. Everybody loves the Bucked Up products. I love them. I've been pumping their stuff up big time to everybody at work. We got a bunch of kids at work that want to be muscle heads, and they always talk to me because at one point in my life I was a big muscle head, Mike. But I'm just now getting back into it, and I can thank Bucked Up Supplements for that and Bucked Up Energy Drinks. Go over to buckedup.com, use promo code Mike and Mish 20, get yourself some BCAAs and some pre-workouts and some creatine and fucking get your asses to the gym because even though the weather was a little bit like winter today, Mike,
Oh, it was a lot
spring
today.
and summer is on its way.
It is spring. The first day of spring sucked.
Well, it sucked ass. So, guys, do yourselves a favor. Trust us on this one. The products are great. The supplements are fantastic. The energy drinks are delicious. Get over to buckedup.com. Use promo code Mike and Mish 20 and save 20% on your purchase. Right, Mike?
That is damn right. And you better do it.
Here we go.
Dynamic life. Hello, sexual health, weight loss, and anti aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic.com. That's LIV Dynamic. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under how many seconds, Kyle?
20. Just
20
20.
seconds. Hello. That's not that long of a time. It's as long as it takes me to say this thing. Also, check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's LIV Dynamic on Instagram. Get over there. Who doesn't want that? Listen, energy. We've got vitamins. We've got energy. We've got sexual health and wellness, weight loss, and anti aging. I mean, your life could just be cruising along. Good. You could be 80 looking like you're 20. Come on.
That is true. That
80
is
going
the
on
truth.
21.
80 going on 21. Well, invites were sent. We're waiting on Elvin Brito to start off, but why don't we just talk about a few things because there is an event this weekend and it's actually tomorrow. The weigh-ins were tonight and I just watched them. And I can honestly tell you that I don't know a lot about a lot of these fighters, and shame on me for not doing the research. But you know what I do have, Mike? I have eyeballs, and I like to watch these weigh-ins to just like get the visual look at what these guys look like and these women look like. And I gotta tell you, man, just off of sight alone, they look like they got a stacked card full of fucking murderers over there, like guys that will legit snatch your soul right out of your fucking body inside the squared circle. Did you watch
Jeez.
it?
I did, but briefly. And like you said, it's pretty much just a bunch of killers. You know, the tough thing is that a lot of these guys, Yeah, you can go on, you can do a brief research of them, but I want to be there. I
Yeah, I
want to
want to be
be
there.
there in the flesh. I want to see these guys. I want to meet them. I doubt most of them speak English. They're from all over too. I mean, they're from all over. Um,
Yeah.
it's not just. It's like that Bulgaria is like the meeting point. This is where we go to smash each other's faces in Bulgaria.
Dude, a couple of the fights that I'm texting, see if they're going to be coming on in a second, but a couple of the fights that I was like interested in when I was watching the weigh-ins, the female fight, the 125 fight, Nicole Schaefer and
Yep.
Daniela Graf, and of course the only reason, I mean, like not the only reason, but one, women fights are always exciting, but two, I'm always looking for new talent to challenge in that weight division. It's really hard to find competitors in the 125-pound division,
Yes.
especially when Misfit is reigning supreme over everybody and just
Always.
murking, just really, she has herself a fight obviously coming up with for the Queen of Violence belt. But,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
yeah. Daniela Graf and Nicole Schaefer. They both look like very capable women of punching in faces. What do you think about that?
Well, I can't wait to see it because, like you said, there's not a whole lot of depth in the women's division. So anytime I see a couple of women on the card ready to go all out, I'm excited
Yeah.
because we need it. We need the women's divisions to grow. We have some 115ers. We got the belt there. We've had like, I don't know, one 105 fight or two. And we don't have a belt there because there's only like two people that go down there. We have some 125ers, of course, because that's basically the bread and butter right now.
Yeah.
135. 135. There's been some flirts with it, right? There's going to be a fight up there. There's going to be Queen of Violence. Faria wants to test herself at 135, so hopefully she can draw some challengers from other fight combat sports leagues and stuff that say, you know what, I could take her out and bare knuckle. I'm 135. I'm going there right now because we need that. We need it. We need more female fighters.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was pretty cool that shout out to Cyrus Fees for asking a bunch of our questions yesterday at the press
Yeah,
conference.
that
We're
was
going to
pretty
talk
damn cool.
outside the circle a little later on. We're going to talk about the press conference. We're going to talk about all kinds of things, but we did get that question asked. I think I knew the answer to the male king of violence, but I was just trying to segue into him telling us if there actually is going to be a belt or not for the women. May 11th in Mohegan Sun. If you guys are interested and you're in New England, get your tickets and get there. But yeah, he did confirm that they will have a Queen of Violence belt on the line May 11th at Mohegan Sun. How sick is that?
Hey, that is insanely sick. And just in case people don't know this, that fight, that belt, I mean, came from the mind that sits right next to me, right here. This guy right there. Boom. Kyle Mish at BKFC 56 post-fight press conference. They were talking after the fights and talking about King of Violence belt. And Kyle says, hey, you guys ever think about doing a Queen of Violence now? You got
Yeah.
Faria. If you can get somebody, somebody to fight her that, might be up there because there was talks about Cyborg and all that. And Cyborg's pretty damn. She's a queen of violence for sure out there. And so that was just something small. Then Feldman came on the show a few weeks later, and we brought it up with him, and he was like, "Oh, that's the first time I've ever heard that. That's freaking awesome." And then fast
And
forward to last night.
now it's being made. Now it's being made. Do you guys not like the idea of the king and queen of violence? I see a comment in there by Twan, and
Yep,
I
not
think
just a gimmick belt? Question mark.
it is
I
just
mean,
it really is, but
sure.
like, listen, did anybody really care all that much when the UFC made the BMF belt and had Jorge Masvidal fight Nick Diaz? No, it sold out Madison
It's
Square
something
Garden.
fun to do.
It's something fun to do, and also uh it is basically the equivalent. You know what I mean? It's like Eddie Alvarez won the title of most violent man on the planet when he fought Justin Gaethje back in the day. So when him and Perry fought, they made that king of violence, kind of like to one up I don't know if it was to do that, but it was to actually put a belt on the shoulder of somebody who is considered the most violent man on the planet, not just saying it. And that's what they did. And it kind of is like the equivalent to the fucking BMF belt, but it's way cooler. I mean, the king of violence. What would you rather be, the BMF champ or the king of violence? Come on, man.
Yeah, I think King of Violence takes it. And coincidentally, we had Heather Hardy on. Her name, she calls herself the Queen of Violence, which
Queen of
I didn't
Violence.
even realize until she was
No,
coming on the show
right.
that she calls herself the Queen of Violence, which is kind of funny because originally it was like a cyborg type of thing.
Yes, I know. Well, when I first asked the question, that was what I was leaning towards, like Cyborg and Faria. And when we had David on the show, and we mentioned that is the fight that like I was referring to. I said there's not two more violent women on the planet than Chris Cyborg and Christine Faria, and he liked the idea. Unfortunately, I think that the Cyborg dream is completely gone. I think
never.
I don't know. I think that maybe she was a little too expensive, and she's making just enough money gloved boxing now to never have to take the gloves off and fight bare knuckle to continue her career. She seems to be doing just fine in gloved boxing. So that idea is gone. On to Heather Hardy. Heather Hardy, who just happens to be the Queen of Violence. Her nickname is the Heat, but
Yeah,
she
it's
does
the Heat.
refer to her. She refers to herself as the Queen of Violence.
Yep.
I know that like there was some backlash on the social medias of, why is someone who's never fought in the BKFC getting a shot at the Queen of Violence? But it is what it is, man. If you go look at her, she is a pioneer in women's boxing. She is what, 24-3 or something like that, pro boxing. She's only lost to Amanda Serrano twice, and I don't know who her third. I can't think of her third loss off the top of my head, but come on now, that's fucking pretty goddamn impressive. And she was, like I said, a pioneer for women's boxing. She was the one that was like fighting for equal pay for women boxers and male boxers. She's on that hill with Amanda Serrano for 3-minute rounds. Like, there's a lot to like about Heather Hardy. And if you saw our interview with her last night, she is hard to not like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's cool. I like her attitude. I like who she is and what she represents and what she's done for women's combat sports. So she's pretty cool. She's definitely somebody who we should be getting behind fighting in this sport because she might be in for a one and done, but if she comes in and she enjoys it, win or lose, maybe she comes back and she can definitely draw a crowd. There's no doubt about that. A lot of people know who she is because, like you said, she fought Amanda Serrano a couple of times, and she fought her on that Jake Paul card recently. So, like, a lot of people saw that, a lot of eyes on that card, and she got a little speech at the end, and it was pretty good. So,
Yeah.
props to her and Christine. Can't wait to see that fight. That's LA, April 27th, Knucklemania 4. Cannot wait for it. Actually, sorry. I'm mistaken. That's not at that. That's at fucking May 11th in Connecticut. My bad. That's going to be awesome. It's probably going to be the headliner. At least right now, we haven't heard too many fights for that card, but we have to assume that we're getting a Sorrow, a Ryan Reber, Zach Kalmus, maybe Dom the Bomb Carey. We're talking like people who live around here. Maybe a Christian Torres, possibly. Christian Torres lives in New York. He's not far
Dom.
from
Did you
here.
say Dom
I
the
did.
Bomb?
Yeah. Yep. I
Yeah.
did say Dom. There's some people who live around here, and hopefully a Brennan Ward.
Oh, that would
Maybe
be so
unlikely, but that would be absolutely incredible if Brennan
You know
Ward
what?
would come and fight
Let's
in
talk
BKFC.
about that for a second. The tryouts were held in the home of Brennan Ward, Kent Ward's gym, Whaling City Boxing. And I thought that they went well. There wasn't the hugest turnout, but they did not promote it as well as they should have. And I think they'll admit that if you went on to their social medias, it was lacking. All the other tryouts were on there. This one wasn't. So it was kind of under promoted, but hold on. Elvin's telling me to send the link again, so I'm going to send the
It
link
was
again.
slightly. It was definitely
But there was a
underpromoted.
decent turnout, and I think that they did have a couple people talented enough to end up on one of these prospect cards, or maybe even that May 11th card. There was a female fighter that could end up fighting somebody at 115, or even if they wanted to do an atom weight fight, 105 maybe. And then that dude Wolf, I don't know what they thought about him, but he looked like a powerhouse. He's 1-0 in Valor, and he
was
made
loud.
noise. He made noise at the tryouts, but he also made noise at that Valor event. After he won at Valor, he was the guy that went over to the edge of the platform and was screaming in Lorenzo Hunt's face at that, calling him a pussy and saying, "You're not a real fighter. I'm a real fighter." And he kept repeating himself, "I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up." And Lorenzo was going back and forth with him. That's who that was. So that guy Wolf, if anybody remembers that Valor event, he showed up at the BKFC tryouts, and I don't know if he had a little bit of a incident in the ring with another guy. They were sparring a little extra hard.
Emotions ran high a little bit.
Emotions ran high. Minutes. Yep. It was cool to see the owner of the gym step in and drop the hammer on him. Put a little discipline into those guys real quick in his gym. He didn't like that disrespect in his gym. Yep. But we'll get back to that. It was very cool. Good tryouts. We'll get back to that a little later outside the circle, but we're going to go ahead and bring in our first guest of the evening. What do you think, Mike?
Yep. Let's bring them in here. And you guys, while we get ready to bring in Elvin, El Bandido Brito, Puerto Rico, oh, Elvin Brito, oh, we're going to bring them in 1 second right after this.
Get it, time to shine.
Hell yeah.
413, we in the building. It's go time.
Footage for our,
ready to rock and roll.
For our podcast.
I'm like 235.
Still heavyweight.
Yeah. Tall muscle. Turn to muscle.
Getting there. Keep it real. It's not all muscle yet, but it will be.
Stay tuned. May 11th, Mohegan Sun, baby. The Wolf gonna be there. The Wolf gonna dominate. I hope Lorenzo Hunt bitch ass there so he can see what a real fighter look like. Pussy.
I saw Elvin. I saw Elvin laugh as soon as that happened.
I knew he was going to.
What is going on, Elvin? Welcome back. Welcome back.
I was so happy to see you guys. Michael Mish, what's going on, guys? I had all this different stuff. I had plans, nice scenery and stuff, man. I got home. I've been grinding all day, and I got distracted. I was messing around with the kids before I knew it was already 9 o'clock. So, and then the damn the app wouldn't work. But we're on here. I'm glad to be on here though, man. It's
been too long.
We've been working like I haven't fought since May. But luckily that we still got guys that come visit all the time. I got guys that come down here and work with us. And Boss Hog came here right at the end of the year, and it kind of got us going right in the gear right before it got us in a good place coming into this year. And and then we got this fight coming up in April now. So I was super. I can't say I was happy with waiting around because I'm always ready to fight, but I'm just excited that something's finally coming around the way. I could fight this weekend. Like, I'm ready to go.
Elvin, you are always ready to go. You're always ready to go.
Yeah.
I know that you have this camp going on.
Yeah.
Lorenzo's got a camp going on for Los Angeles coming up.
Yeah.
What's been going on down there in Puerto Rico at the jungle camp? Anything new?
No, man. Right now it's just me and one of my guys that are out here with me, Chris Lawrence. We're out here just grinding day in and day out. I got a couple of local guys that help us out too, and my local gym that my coach from here. But like we just been working. Just work. Really. Now we're coming up on 3 weeks. 3 weeks out, and I'm just homing in. There's no catching up for me or anything right now. For me, it's just homing in and really just getting in, just getting myself nice and sharp for this fight, because I could fight this weekend, man. I cannot wait to go over there and punish this. I've been gone for way too long.
Yeah. And
we know I got guys like Ford Ford, he's 3-0. But I've been gone for way too long. I got guys like this challenging me, so it's gonna be great for me to come out here, punish this dude, and start a year with a bang. We're gonna be in that 16-foot ring, and it kind of goes good with this new style that I've been working on. I'm always working on something new, and I kind of. When they told me it was in the 16-foot ring, I was like, yes, perfect. It's perfect because there's no video, or there's not much, there's nothing to watch. This fight that I'm going to have, it's going to be a different dimension it's still going to be me, it's still me doing my thing, but it's going to be a different dimension of me fighting bare knuckle, a side of me that really I haven't really shown in bare knuckle yet. So it's going to be good, kind of like going old school. This is going to be some kind of like coming all the way back around. I've been a student of the sport since I started BKFC 3, and I've been trying to learn. And I've started off very, very cautious, very, very similar to this guy who's 3-0. He's a very cautious guy. He's never actually been in a real dog fight like me. But I started off very cautious like him. But now, this is my 10th fight coming up. This is going to be a celebration for me. And I'm coming full circle back to just being myself and letting myself just go out there and do what I do, and just setting this new. My last 2 fights is like especially all the waiting. I lost 2, the controversial decision, when I lost my belt, and then in Omaha, I got knocked down early in the fight, but it's still like I felt like I didn't lose that fight. I haven't, even though I got 2 losses on my record. These guys, I got these guys looking at my record. They see my record, and they don't realize that the record doesn't really show what they're facing. They have to watch the film and really, really pay attention to what they're facing, because this is, there's levels to bare knuckle. There's levels to bare knuckle. And
there certainly is. And we've had you gone for so damn long. I think some people kind of forgot.
They forgot. So I gotta come back. I'm having to, they put me on ice. The ice melted. I'm still burning. Like, I'm in the gym twice a week, whooping ass, doing things that I haven't done before, getting meaner, and just my cardio, my conditioning, everything's good. Like, I just want to. After losing these 2 fights the way I did, I can't. Now I'm going to Florida. You can't trust the Florida judges.
You gotta
trust Joe Biden.
You're going to Clearwater, though.
Kids, you can trust the
Hold on. Clearwater, home of Scientology. It could be a little different over there.
Yeah. You can't trust the judges. We're in Florida. They're like the worst. These guys don't know what they're doing. So I have to go in there. I got to make sure I punish this dude, and we take these guys completely out of the equation. And this is what, it's been a double-edged sword for me, because I have been waiting, and I'm taking a hit because I'm not fighting. And, fighters need to fight. But at the same time, I've been able to really ground in this new approach that I've been taking, where I don't have to force myself to do it. It's just become instinctive. It's a lot more dangerous. It's punishing, and it's perfect to fight this guy at home, El Bandido. It wouldn't be the first guy. I mean, I made a career of upsetting people at home. So it's like,
yeah,
it's perfect for me. Like I can't wait to go over there and beat this guy's ass in front of people.
I wanted to ask you, Ja'Far Fortt, have you had your eye on him? Were you familiar with that name when they called you?
I've seen him fight before, and after they told me, you're fighting. Right now, I'm at a point in my career where, I can't turn down any fights.
Right.
Why should I? I'm a champion. There's not too many fights where I should turn down at this point. And Ja'Far Fortt is definitely not a fight that I turned down. I couldn't when they, I know who he is. I've seen his fights. I know that he's undefeated. I know that he's a hard hitting dude and he's a good boxer, but I've seen it all, man. And there's only one El Bandido, and there's
for sure.
That guy's from Florida. He looked like from Florida boys, a dime a dozen. They're everywhere, and every gym that I go and beat on, every gym that I go in Florida and beat everybody's ass, they all fight about the same. So it's like I'm gonna bring in a different flavor, something that he's never seen in his life. It's gonna be a fight that he's never. I mean, his greatest fight was against Tim Hester. He's never been dropped, even though he got knocked down. It really wasn't a knockdown. He's never been dropped. He's never been hurt. He's been burnt. He never got his teeth knocked out. He never got his ass whooped and had to get back up and fight. He's never faced adversity. He's never faced El Bandido. I'll tell you that right now. He's never faced somebody who will laugh at your best hit and stay right in front of you. So it's going to be a huge.
In your gym, what do you have like a official size boxing ring? What do you guys what do you spar?
We're fighting in a 16-foot ring.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
That's what we spar. We spar a little, yeah. So, and I really don't need the space, I've made, like I said, this is like I've been kind of known for my style, circling and coming in and style, but that's really just one aspect of me that this pretty much was my approach coming into bare knuckle, but there's a lot of different ways to have a sustainable style in bare knuckle. I mean, where there's a couple of us veterans that are getting up there where they're getting the double digits, and it either works or not,
So you're used to training in a 16-foot ring. Do you think for someone not like yourself that isn't used to training in the 16-foot ring, do you think that there's that crazy much of a difference between the 16 and the 22? You're muted.
We can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Elvin, we can't hear you.
You're not cut. You're muted. You might have to back out and jump back in right now.
Yeah, I wonder what his thoughts are on that, because I know that they had that small ring in his gym down there, and hey, are you back? Can we hear you?
Nope, he's off. He's off. He's gonna pop back in a second.
So Galactika is going to be coming on in a minute. We're gonna just hang in there for a minute. We're gonna finish up with Elvin, and then we'll bring you on. Yeah, the ring size. I wonder, because you go into our comments right now, and there's mixed thoughts on it. There's some people
there's definitely a hell of a difference, because it's 6 feet out of 22. So it's a third of the size of the ring is gone.
Let's bring him.
You know what I mean? So it's definitely a decent difference, right? I mean, that's a pretty big difference.
Let's bring him back on. Let's get Elvin back in here.
Well, the 16-foot ring, well, it's definitely going to make the fights more decisive. We're closer. There's not as much running away. It's a straight to business, and you're either swimming against the current or swimming with it,
Yeah, at least it's not a triangle, right?
It's bare knuckle. I'm going with the current. I'm gonna beat their ass. That's what they want. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, I already have a high punch count in my fight. There's a couple things I've been working on, and my punch count is gonna be. I said it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something to look at, like always. And this is definitely gonna be a celebration of my 10th fight. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well,
we're looking forward to seeing you back in there, dude. Unfortunately, Mike and I can't make it to Clearwater because we still have stupid jobs and they make us work.
Some jobs. Yeah.
But
how dare they expect us to be there?
Yeah, man. It's too bad you won't be there, man. But we'll catch up after we do the fight. Come back on. We'll talk about it. It'll be fun.
Are you gonna go to Knucklemania?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you the same thing.
Oh yeah, I'll be at Knucklemania, and I just want you to know right now, I'm not looking past Ja'Far Fortt. I don't look past my fighters. I've been waiting for a long time for this fight.
Yeah,
I'm looking right at you. Right at you.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Elvin. We know it's going to be a great fight because we know how you fight, and we're interested to see what changes you've made. But you've always been game. You are a former champion, but he does come from a good gym. You know that Shift MMA produces some good fighters out of there. So this should be a banger for everybody to see, and a good one for you to return to for sure.
It's going to be great. I can't wait. It's going to be a great tribute.
Any final words before we let you go? We got another person coming on here. Anything for the people that are going to be viewing, what they should expect when they see you and Fort in there that night?
Mike and Mish, first, thanks to you guys, man. It's good to see you guys again. It's been a long time.
Oh yeah.
Too bad you won't be here in person, but you know, I've been brewing, I've been cooking, I've been sizzling, and I definitely haven't been slacking. So, you know, it's a good idea to put us to a co-main event, and in the 16-foot ring, I think it's proper. It's a great comeback, and it's going to be, guys, expect a different side of El Bandido that you haven't seen in a long time. And the guys have been here for a while.
You know what? For a guy like yourself that's always had sort of a uniqueness to your style, nobody really fights like you, Elvin.
No.
For you to even tweak that even more and have people wondering what they're going to be seeing, we're all interested for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's only going to translate to more violence. So it's going to be great. They're gonna love it out there. I gotta make these guys believers again because I want to get my belt back. You know, I really feel like I should have my belt, and I think me against the current champion is the best matchup. So I want to make sure I make that very clear.
That is the end game.
We need you in there. We can't go another, one fight a year. No way. We need you to fight 3 times.
No, I need to fight, man.
We need to see Elvin Brito.
They need to put me on, especially a guy like me. Where I could fight. Realistically, we need at least 3 months to recover. But every 3-4 months, I'm ready to go again.
Yeah. Well, we want to see you in there. We definitely miss you. I know we've spoken here and there every now and then, but it's honestly, much overdue, and I cannot wait for this fight. And I know everybody that's watching now and is going to be watching the fights, they're going to be very excited to see you back in there.
I'm really hoping one day we could get to the point where, because I always do believe that bare knuckle is a different sport, where we are, because we're sacrificing ourselves going out there, where we are only fighting once a year, and people are just begging to see us. And and when we finally come out, it's a huge a
spectacle.
Yeah, a huge spectacle, and we all get paid what we should deserve to get paid for our money and for our lives, and we invest in out there. It would be great, and then I could do that till I'm 50. Look,
I have one last question for you, Elvin, and then we're gonna let you go. Any more news on when we're gonna be in Puerto Rico? Bare knuckle.
I haven't heard anything about it, man. I haven't heard anything about it, but it'd be great. The people love bare knuckle out here. And they love fighting, and to them this is real fight. This is not like mixed martial arts. They don't understand this. When people see this, to them it's real fighting, and I think it'd be a great hit, man. I went to a boxing show live out here with Lorenzo one time. We got invited as special guest. There was 20,000 people in there, and it was insane. So I know there's a potential and the possibility to do it. I know I can sell tickets. I just need David Feldman and BKFC to give me the opportunity, because I know at least, if they give me the opportunity and they give me a part to do, I'll do my part. I'll sell my tickets. I'll do my promotions, and I'll, work whatever game that I have to work with the promotion, with the commission of the promotion, do what I got to do, and we'll make it happen,
I hope we see it, man. I hope we see it. Thank you so much for coming on. Mike, do you have anything else for Elvin?
Yeah,
Thank you so
appreciate you
much
guys,
for coming
man.
on, Elvin. Everybody watching, we're going to hop back over to the Connecticut tryouts and take a look at a fighter that was there. Her name is Grace Long. So take it
Thanks,
easy,
guys.
Elvin. Can't wait for your fight. And when we come
Yeah.
back, we will
See
be
ya.
with Galactica.
Later, Elvin. Thanks.
Take it easy.
My name is Grace Long. I'm from Colchester. My background is typically jiu-jitsu, but I've been trying some striking out, and I'm ready for some bare knuckle boxing. It's new. My coach, he's a boxing coach for MMA. I started, and I wanted to get some boxing in, and I started with him, and then we slowly just found a couple little things like the bare knuckles, and it's just like a different thing to try out. I just kind of want to give everything a shot and see what's my thing. A little, he was like, it's more dangerous, but he said if I want to try it, I should try it.
Good luck today.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck.
Hey, this is Rosa Venom Rodriguez. Shout out to Mike and Mish.
Hey.
Oh, Galactica. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Very happy to be with you again.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on here. We just got done with Elvin Brito. Have you ever watched the Elvin Brito fight before? Yeah? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was just saying we just finished up with Elvin. Thank you very much for coming on tonight. We were hoping that you were going to have a fight coming up when we booked you to come on the show. When we last saw you down in Hollywood, Florida, you said you may have had something coming up. Can you tell us, were you in talks to have a fight coming up, and did they
Yeah,
fall through?
yeah, of course. My matchmaker told me the possibility to fight in New Mexico the next week, but my participation was moved to the next month after my travel because I am traveling to Peru the next week for a
Okay.
couple of weeks, and then I will be back fast to work to my next fight.
So you were going to be on the Albuquerque card in New Mexico, and now you say you got moved to April. Are you
Mhm.
are you allowed to even talk about it? Are you talking Clearwater, Florida, or Knucklemania 4?
I think probably it's in Miami, but no in New Mexico, as my matchmaker told me before.
Okay.
Okay.
So probably somewhere either it's probably going to be maybe early May possibly then.
Or
I would
June.
imagine. Yeah.
Because in June, on June 21st, Jomi Escoboza is fighting
That's right.
Jared,
That's right.
Jared
Yep.
Warren for the title at Hollywood Hard Rock. So maybe
Perfect.
they're looking at putting you in June in the Hard Rock. You're 1-0 in the BKFC. I wanted to talk to you about this. You fought Sarah Click, tough girl, very, very tough girl, former Army girl. Can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about your background as a fighter and what got you into BKFC, and maybe talk a little bit about your debut with Sarah?
Absolutely. Well, I start with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu many years ago, and I was the first female fight in submission wrestling in Peru.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was the first female fighting there, and after that, I started with boxing to do MMA. I fought MMA also, but really, I never guess work in boxing as professional like now.
And you are, for those who don't know, you train with Palomino, right?
I
You in
train,
that
yeah,
gym?
in the same gym with the same coach, Eric Castaños.
Okay.
I train here every day, and I do sparring with a Mexican girl. Her name is Lupita, but she heard me strong because she fight too. She's a professional boxer, but she's my sparring
Nice.
always. Mhm.
Yeah, I always see pictures of you with a bunch of the Miami fighters like Palomino and Brian Duran and Rosalinda Rodriguez too.
Yeah, we fought pillow fight because we are different categories, But yes, she's very strong, and she has a good technique also.
Yeah. She does. She had a great fight last week.
Yeah, she's a badass.
Absolutely.
She is. She is. Are you gonna stick around at 115 in the BKFC, or are
Mhm.
you considering like
115.
115?
115, yeah. But well, about my debut with Sarah,
Hmm.
well, it was a strong fight. I think I do my best in the fight. She can make the weight, so was dangerous for me, because the
Yeah.
difference of the weight is dangerous in the fight. With the gloves more dangerous. So I try to put more pressure in the last rounds, you know,
Hmm.
to get my fight.
Um, so when did you start training boxing? You said you came up as a jiu-jitsu practitioner. When did
Ten
you start boxing?
10 years ago, after 1 year after start with Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
Oh, so you started your combat sports like
Yeah, and I was the first gold medal in Sambo. I was Pan American Sambo champion in 10 years ago in Trinidad and
Really?
Tobago. Yeah, with biggers too.
wow.
No
Absolute
way.
champion. Yes, in Jiu-Jitsu, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu too. I get many gold medals in open category.
Wow.
In what organization was it?
In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Yeah.
in Peru, in nationals, and one gold medal in eBay, EBJJ, and
Okay.
in Las Vegas, and another gold medal in Las Vegas also.
Nice.
Yeah, one silver medal in the national nogi by Eddie Bravo, and
No way.
one bronze of to the UFC fight pass was a nogi about the American and US Federation.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
So you
Well, I
got
didn't
Yes.
know all
how
that.
come you don't how come you don't have all your medals and stuff hanging behind you like everybody else
Yeah,
does?
I will
Yeah.
bring my medals. Yeah, in this travel, I will bring all my medals.
Yeah, you
This
should
Yeah.
is
carry
good.
them all around wherever you go. You should carry them out to the bar with you when we remember we ran into you after the fights. Do you remember that? We ran into you at the Hard Rock. You could have had
Yes.
all your medallions on and you could have been walking around with them.
Yeah, it looks good. It's a
That,
good
that,
idea.
Yeah.
I
that's the
I
thing to
was
do
the
nowadays, I
first
guess.
I was the first boxer to participate in Takunakui. Takunakui is a traditional in my country in Peru many years ago, thousand years ago, and bare knuckle, but it's no official. Without no federation, no referee, nothing. It's about tradition. Tradition in my country. There are some videos in my Instagram. I participate in Christmas. It's all the time in Christmas and New Year. And I have two participations in Merry Christmas and the New Year. 1 year before come to Miami.
So it's a tradition. As soon as you said that, I looked it up, right? And it's like once a year, everybody gets together and
Yes,
they just make a circle and fight each other. Are there like
exactly.
specific rules?
Yeah. No, the people can kick and punches also, but you cannot use protection. And it's only 1 minute, one round, because it's very dangerous. No protection.
Bare
Wow.
hands, no protection, 1 minute per round,
Yes.
or just one round?
Yes, just one round. Girls, there are people that lose teeth or breaking noses,
Wait a
Ooh.
minute. So
many,
when you
many
say no
injuries.
protection, no mouth guards either? No,
It's
no
like bare
nothing?
knuckle,
No
yeah.
mouthpiece, no nothing. Yeah,
Wow.
it's
So it's a
really,
street fight. Yeah.
uh-huh.
How do you
Wow.
This
say
way is a tradition.
the name of the language? Is it Quechua? How do you say that? Tek-
Takunakui.
Yeah, Takonakui. Well, it says it means takar means to hit, and nakui means reciprocally. So like so I'm just kind of breezing through here. And that's pretty cool. So everyone just gets together and just beats the crap out of each other.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
and the people drink beer. I don't like beers, and the people try to invite me beers, and I say no, thank you. I don't drink. But the
You got
people
that clear
drinks a
mind.
little beer and fighting. It's crazy. And
Yeah.
after the fight, nobody can fight again. Just dancing with the people. It's nice.
Nice.
Is this it? Like, how do you pick your opponent? Is this somebody that you want to like call out that night? Is it you guys save it for that night and like I want to fight you? Like, how do the opponents get picked?
You can fight more than one time. You can fight 2 times if you want or more.
But do
If you
you
feel
just
good.
call them out like, hey, I
But
want to fight you? And then you just fight?
Yeah.
wow,
hmm
that's so
It's
cool.
crazy. It's so cool. Yes.
We used to do
Nice.
something sort of like that. And we're in the army. Me and Mike are both in the army. We talked to you about that at the
Yes.
casino that night. But every Tuesday night when I was at AIT, we would have Tuesday night fight night in the barracks. So when the drill sergeants would go home for the night, everyone would break out their flashlights and make a circle in the middle of the barracks, and anybody that
No.
had beef with anyone could just call them out. They would fight in the middle of the floor. And then when it was over, it was over. It's fucking dead. Everyone go back to
Oh,
bed. Yeah, it was kind of like that.
nice. It's
Not so much a
crazy.
Christmas, not so much a tradition like
Similar.
you.
Similar.
Yeah,
But a
similar.
little similar. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but we
I'm
never
going.
talked about it because you don't talk about Fight Club, you know?
Right. That's the first rule of Fight Club. Don't talk
So
about Fight Club.
can I ask you this? How come you didn't start your like journey into combat sports until like your late 20s? What was
20s, yes.
yeah, why not
22.
younger?
Well, I started with capoeira when I was teenager, 15 years old, but I was mother, so I have to take my time with my baby. But after I start to train again with Muay Thai, but I in love to Jiu-Jitsu, to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because in the same gym, there are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes in the
Mhm.
Sniper in Peru in Miraflores. So I went with a friend to practice Muay Thai, but I saw Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and I get in love of this sport really. And I was the only girl there, so it was really like a magic, like capoeira. Capoeira, I was training like 2 years almost. But I get pregnant, so I have to stop. But I do capoeira with 7 months.
7 months
Yeah.
pregnant?
Yeah, nobody want to do the roda, but the master was a Brazilian, and he understand me, so he say, "You want to fight, right? Yeah. So você quer jogar? Yeah, yo quiero jogar." So he do like patting with me slowly, very carefully with me. Was amazing.
I got to tell you,
I
you
love that.
are one interesting individual, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of people watching right now are becoming more and more interested in to seeing you fight once again because you have one hell of a background and
Yeah.
you've done a little bit of
Combat sports
everything,
and yeah,
and
martial arts.
I hope we get to see you back in there soon. That
Yeah,
is some awesome
definitely.
stuff. Is there somebody that you would like to fight in that 115-pound division? Is there anybody, or what doesn't really matter to you? You just want to get a fight?
100, 150 division.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anybody in that division that you would like to fight? What?
Yeah, of course, but um, well, the first time you tagged me with another girl, remember?
I did?
Yeah. I was
Shit.
looking for the girl, and it
Let
was
me go look. Yeah.
yeah. It's a good
Who
idea.
was it?
But, yeah,
Well,
because there are many
there's
girls in my category.
listen, there's Sydney Smith, there's Melanie Shaw, there's Jamie Hinshaw. That would be good, I think.
Yeah, me
Cassie
too.
Robb. I think those are.
Well, I don't know who the hell it was. I'm so sorry.
I think those are a couple of good fights for you at 115. Having one fight in the division. I think Melanie Shaw maybe wait a fight. I think if they linked you up with Cassie Robb would be a good fight between you two. And yeah, I mean, you know what? You got to get out there, get on the horn, get on social media, and just pick somebody and just gun right for them. Just every day, like, oh, I'm gonna kick your ass, get something going. Get that. I see Kai's in the green room right now. You got to get the guns out, get them blazing. You got to start shooting them things because you know what? Closed mouths don't get fed, right? Got to get out there and got to put it out there. So very interesting. I love your background. I love how you've done all these martial arts, especially the capoeira. I love that. There's a movie called
Sambo is really complete.
Sambo. Yup. Everybody, you know what? I feel like Khabib Nurmagomedov made Sambo like huge. Like I don't think many people really knew about Sambo, but like when he came to the UFC and people started watching him, they're like, what is this guy doing in there? So, and Sambo is what it is, So that guy, he's awesome. What a great wrestler.
It's awesome.
But yep.
I have a Sambo club in Peru to develop the sport in my country, and I am working there with my coach from Ukraine. So he's teaching now to the kids. So it's a good sport.
I saw you down in Peru in a picture with Palomino, and I think you were you with your coach too? Is it El Tigre? That's who it is?
Oh, yes.
Were you guys trying to get bare knuckle legalized down there or something, right?
Yeah. 2 years ago, we was looking to try to do the sport legally, but it's not impossible. But it's difficult because to get a federation, it's only for amateur sport. But can do legally if the promotion come to Peru and make producer an event there. Can be possible. Can be really possible.
Well,
So
I think
it
I think
depends
that
of David.
I think that they have a really good story with you. If they need to book you a fight and they need to get you involved because you have a really cool backstory. I think a lot of people can get on board with you. I wanted to point out that are you sponsored by the same people that we are, or are you a patient at Dynamic Life?
Dynamic Wellness is my sponsor, and I am very grateful with us.
Yeah, they're a sponsor of ours as well. So that was cool. We wanted to point that out. Shout out to them. Thank you so much for coming on here. I hope you have some fight news soon. And when you do, you let us know. We'll bring you on and we'll talk about your opponent. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the audience that's paying attention right now that may not know you? And before we let you go?
Well, yes, the people who want to train with me, just contact with me in my Instagram to do wrestling sessions or boxing sessions. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Mike, you got anything else for her?
Thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully you get on that Miami card. I mean, if you want to get on a card before that, then I pray that you get on that card. But I think that June card, perfect, right in your backyard, Hard Rock Holly. That's where you need to be with all your peeps, because I'm sure it'll be stacked with all the Miami peeps. Well, thank you for coming on. And for everybody else everyone else that's watching, we've got the champ coming on next. Take it easy, Galactica. And for everyone else, back to the Connecticut tryouts.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
All right. I'm Anthony Lapsley from Indiana, ex-UFC vet, ex-Bellator veteran, just King of the Cage world champion back in the day, too. But just here just trying to feed my kids still, I'm out here grinding.
You came all the way out here from Indiana?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we drove. Me and the crew. Got the crew here with me, so.
How many people?
It was 4 of us total.
And, wow. How long did you drive?
It's about 12 and a half hours. Nice little easy drive.
Indiana guy.
Yeah.
You know this guy?
Yeah, I met him a couple of times before.
He's punched me in the face a couple times.
Couple times.
Used to
Yeah, training.
banger, man. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's something else I'm gonna put on my resume. It's something something I want to do. You know what I mean? It's just another sport to me, another combat sport that I just want to get down in. You know, I'm a banger, man. I just want to get in on. Probably about 85. If I can fight, I fought 70 in MMA, but if I can get down to 75, cool. But right now, 85 is my goal. I'm shooting at. Yeah, I'm a little thicker, you know. But, you know.
Well, best of luck today.
Appreciate it, man.
Boom.
There he
Hey
is.
now.
Hey, hopefully that music in the background doesn't get our episode taken down. But thank you. Look, everybody, it's the champ, the featherweight champion of the world, Hefty Bag himself, Kai Stewart. What's going on, bro?
What's up, guys? I haven't talked to you guys in a fat minute, you know. If I had fight news, I probably would have talked to you by now. But, you know, we're all still getting older over here, fucking wasting my youth away. But, you know, maybe I'll get a fight. I'm just too fucking good, man. My bare knuckles have too much fucking talent. They don't know what to do with me. Like,
so wait a second. So you all right, then that was a question. Obviously, we were just going to throw it right at you. What's the news? Any fight news? No, nothing?
I'm
Radio silence?
Just hanging around. I'm out here training my ass off. I wrestle in a wrestling tournament tomorrow because, you know, I'm rocking the free agency right now. No, but I want to sign with bare knuckle. I want to continue to defend my belt. I'm just sitting here waiting on them. So any day now.
You're a free agent? You are not signed to the BKFC.
I finished up my last 3-fight deal. I don't know how it works with the title, but by technical, like, I finished my 3-fight deal. So I definitely am in a negotiation process.
Wow. Yeah, there was a fight that you asked for, and I made a graphic for it on Instagram, and I think a lot of people liked it. And there's the few that didn't, because they think that Jimmy Rivera, who I'm talking about, doesn't deserve a title shot yet because he only has 2 fights in the division. But for me, I tried to make sense of it to everybody. You asked for a big name.
Yeah.
Jimmy has the best resume on the BKFC roster. I would put his resume against anybody in any division, any weight class. He's fought the best of the best. He was a top 5er in the UFC for the longest time. He's from New Jersey. They have that Mohegan Sun card coming up. It's 3 hours from his house. If they want to sell tickets in the Mohegan Sun, put Jimmy Rivera on it. His whole fan base drives the 3 hours to go up there. You guys sell it out. You got your big name and you got your title defense. What do you think about that idea?
So I love it. I think Jimmy Rivera is like, he's a real dog in the division. He's a fight that scares a little bit just because of his resume, but I mean, I'm going to be the absolute best me I can possibly be every single day. Wins and losses take care of themselves, but I want to test myself against somebody that has been in there with the best, and Jimmy Rivera fits that bill, and everybody else in my division needs to take care of themselves, like I've said before. And there's beef. They can sell fights, and if like the beef sells fights, and all of the top 5 is finally starting to attack each other, which is what we need to legitimize this. Because however, definitely the top 2 in the division, no questions asked. Now that I beat their boy, like the best guy in their division, is what everybody was saying. I'm ready to have my legacy fight, old school versus new school, and then I can fight winner of the rest. I think the Jimmy Rivera fight makes perfect sense. The guy that he just beat, we can all agree that for right now, still until bare knuckle gets a lot bigger, the UFC is just bigger than us. The guy that Jimmy Rivera just beat is on the Ultimate Fighter, and he's probably going to do pretty well on the Ultimate Fighter. So he hasn't beat anybody is just fucking ridiculous. He's good to go.
Right. And you said it yourself. This is a business. And like, if you think about it in the business sense, they need to sell tickets in a new territory up in the Northeast. He's a Northeast fighter with a huge name, like I already said. They also want to sell out arenas in Florida and they have a nice beef going between a Miami guy and a Tampa guy, and they just happen to be ranked number 1 and number 2 in the division. So you put them two together in a fight, and then the other one that's kind of making itself is James Brown and HD Davis. So 1 through 4 in your division all have ties to each other and all kind of want to fight each other. It just makes a ton of sense to sell out the Hard Rock June 21st with Duran and Allen, put James Brown and HD Davis in South Carolina down there somewhere, and you guys in Mohegan Sun. And I feel like that sells tickets everywhere.
That's what I like too. And everybody's saying like HD looked unstoppable, blah, 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 blah. And he's almost back into title contention already, blah, 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 blah. If he looked unstoppable, I want to know what I looked like. I must have looked fucking invincible. But I hate how they're pushing HD. I dogged him. I think he shouldn't even be in the question. I like that he's attacking James Brown to get his name back into contention. But he was crying and bitching to my strength and condo coach that 145 is way too big of a cut for me. It's way too big. It's way like I can't do it anymore. So he keeps digging himself a hole with me. I really hope to have the winner of Brian Duran versus Brandon Allen, because fighting Howard again wastes my time. It's gonna waste my fucking time. And I'm young. These guys all have age on me. I'm young and I'm trying to use my youth, and doing rematches with people that I dog just makes no sense, especially if they're going to cry for 6 months afterwards.
I would love to see the winner of that fight. Like you just said, the Brandon Allen, Brian Duran. I really do think that they should fight each other. I did first and foremost think that you and Allen should have fought, but it's been so long at this point, and I hate to say it, but unless I missed it, Brandon Allen just keeps calling out just all these other people, and I do think that it takes the focus off of him versus you.
Yeah.
And then he has that little side thing going on with Brian Duran. But since he's not too focused on that either, Brian's just basically like, I don't want anything to do with you. I want fucking title. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on there. So originally I thought Allen and you, but now that this is going on with you and Jimmy, it would be nice to see Allen and Duran fight and get them to fight you for the title. That would be fan-friggin-tastic. That's what I want to see. And then Howard, of course, he's got to fight to probably get back in it.
So has Brian even been talking? Has he still been talking? I've paid literally zero attention because none of them mean nothing to me right now.
Not really. No, there really hasn't been much talk.
That he's all sad-eyed and like, I'm on to bigger and better things. I'm on to bigger and better things. And I'm sorry, but he went to the 4th round with Louis Lopez and got knocked. And Louis wasn't training. Anybody can say anything that they want. Louis from my town. Louis put in the best camp of his life against me. He fought all these other guys. Like, I'm not saying anything because I do not want to say wrong things, but Louis is doing his own activities, and to go and struggle with Louis, fuck it. Like, what's your bigger and better things, homie? What's your bigger and better things? But with that said, I just think I love all the fights coming up at 145. I do think that we're the most exciting division just because we're a bunch of young guys trying to fucking get after it. And
it is.
And it feels real good to be the king of it. And that's why I think that I should have a little bit of say, and I want to dominate Jimmy Rivera to really put a staple in my fucking career.
It is the first division, and I said this a couple weeks ago, I think, maybe when I was talking to Howard, actually. It is the first division that the BKFC has built that they could put a legit top 10 out.
Yeah.
Like with Bolvar and Freddie Masabo and like all you guys that we've been talking about, Louis, and there's 6, 7, 8 guys that are all fucking studs. And then if you had Jeremy Stevens, if he ever came down to 145, Jimmy Rivera, it's like,
with the exception of those last 2 guys, they're all pretty much homegrown guys too.
Right.
Yeah.
And then and then also the non-homegrowns, like if Daniel Strauss ever wanted to come back around, and I hope he did. I hope he would, because Daniel Strauss looked great against that.
Yeah.
And
that
I
was
thought
a good
that
fight. People forget about that fight. I feel
thought
like
that
get talked about a lot.
That fight should have never went to 6th round. Daniel knocked that down in the 1st or 2nd round, and they stole that knockdown from him.
Yep.
And if that knockdown was a legit knockdown, Daniel Strauss won the fight in 5 rounds. So it never should have went to 6.
That's another fight that it really, really excites me. I was kind of hoping, because I knew that Dat bitches too much about money. I kind of knew that fight might never happen, just because he just thinks he's tough, and he's a veteran of the sport, but he keeps pricing himself out. And that's why I really wish Strauss won, because that's another big name that I could fuck up, and it would just be a real good staple in that career. It's
Brandon's in the comments. He says he wants to fight. Let's fight. Brandon Allen, number 1 contender.
Fuck, dude. I think we all want to fight at this point. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
if I had a choice, I'd be calling people out. The narrative.
I think it's really wild that you're technically a free agent right now. You're their champ. I would think that, like, they should automatically. I don't know. I can't speak for them, but I would imagine that, like, you don't want your free agent champion running around with the belt. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I got to sign a new 3-fight deal. I would love to go fight for fight at this point, because I don't want to lock my money in. Because whenever I knock all these guys, like, I'm improving every day. And I know I've had 3 5-round fights in a row, but I'm just getting better. And I know that my boxing has needed work. And that's why I'm in the gym every single day, even in the off season. I'm working my ass off. I want to knock all these guys out. I want to start getting these finishes, and I would love to just do a fight basis, and every time that I win, and if I get a finish, my purse needs to get bigger, because at this point, at 23, I'm getting to that average age. Whenever I first won my title, I was 22, youngest to ever win it. I was the youngest person to ever do the sport at the time whenever I debuted. But now my age, I'm getting 23. I'm almost 24 years old. Like, I'm getting to that average age, and it's losing its value. So I definitely want to keep my options open. However, I love bare knuckle. I never thought I'd say that. I never thought that I'd cross that bridge. I've always really kept MMA close to my mind. But as long as bare knuckle treats me right, I would love to stay here and just finish my career out here. As much as I want to beat up Sean O'Malley one day, which I do think that I can get that fight even if I stayed in bare knuckle. I want to do what I can with these guys. It's just balls in their court, man.
Well, we've talked about this in the past. You've got no shortage of people who want to fight you. There's something about you, even before you got the title. I don't know what it was. Like, everybody wants to fight you, and I'm going to leave him out. But Wanye is in the comments, and he was even saying earlier, like, I'm going to fight. I want to beat. He wants to fight. He wants to come down to 145. Like, everybody calls you out. Every single person, doesn't matter who. Wanye Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the comments. He's saying, I'll come down to 145. He called you the softest champ BKFC has. That's a quote from him.
Yeah.
Everybody comes after you, dude.
Put it on my tab. And I love that. I absolutely love that everybody wants to fight me. That means I'm doing it right. If people didn't want to fight me, then that means that I'm boring. But I do know that Howard got his best payday against me. Louis got his best payday against me. I'm working on being a homegrown BKFC superstar. That's my goal. I know bare knuckle's growing, and I know I can grow just as fast as bare knuckle, and we just got to work together, come together, sign this fucking contract, and let me knock out Jimmy Rivera, and then we can move on.
Man,
have to get you on.
Yeah, you got a lot of people that want to fight you. I thought that I was very impressed with what you did against Howard in Salt Lake City. I know that I'm not sure he was quite ready for the bulldog forward approach that you had. I know he says he had a lot of things going on, but you looked great that night. You proved yourself as a champion. I can't imagine them letting you walk away. I feel like with the amount of people that want to fight you, it should be easy. He should be really like you're the most matchable guy on the fucking roster right now. You got 10 options right now.
I'm really not afraid, and that's what sucks. That's what I love about the Jimmy Rivera fight. I'm like a little scared of him just because of his resume. I dug a little too deep into his resume, and it's something that's gonna wake me up every morning and bring you saw the best out of me against HD. You're gonna see fucking 5 to 10 steps ahead of where I was against HD if I get the Jimmy Rivera fight. Everybody, because even Brandon Allen, he was giving Howard Davis flowers that. Oh yeah, once you're definitely the top dog. Once you beat Kai, I can't wait to come after you. Now he even said that HD was the best in the division, and now he wants to fight me after I dogged HD. Like, come on. That's why I want to fight Jimmy. It scares me. It gets me up out of bed, and it's just a legacy fight, man. Old school versus new school, and I think I know I come home with that win. So.
For the people that are watching right now, I'm just going to really just breeze through this real quick because Jimmy Rivera, right? This is who he fought, right? Pedro Munoz, Piotr Jan, Marlon Vera, Cody Stamen, John Dodson, Aljamain Sterling, John Lineker, Dominic Cruz, Thomas Almeida, Brian Caraway, Uriah Faber, just a whole bunch of damn killers, just unbelievable talent.
And he won a lot of them.
It's insane. Yes. And he won a lot of them. And this is like in their prime too. Like he came in, he was a killer.
Right. Right. And what he's 34, I want to say. I
have it right here. Hold on. Let me just scroll back up. 34. Yep.
Yeah.
1989.
And that's not even really that old in the fight.
No, he's not.
For the smaller weight classes, it is. But I mean, it's very normal for people to be fighting 39 to 43 at this
and
point.
Bare knuckle too.
There's a lot of people. So people, and I have seen comments saying, "Oh, Jimmy's too old. Like you're just taking the easy." Like 34 is not that old in combat sports, especially bare knuckles. So anybody that says the fight doesn't make sense just don't know who Jimmy Rivera is, because
I totally disagree, and I hate to disagree with people in the comments, but the who cares who he fought over there comment, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. And I'll go back to like saying, if say Floyd Mayweather 50-0 in gloved boxing came over and said, I want to fight the 155-pound champion for the title, what are they going to say? No, you don't deserve it because you're 0-0 in bare knuckle. They're going to let him fight that. If Conor McGregor came over and said, I want to fight the 175-pound champion, 0-0 record, they're going to make that fight. Who you fought outside of the sport of being bare knuckle does matter. It matters because
definitely holds some weight.
It's your combat sports resume. And before any of you guys fought bare knuckle, you came from boxing or MMA. So you all did something else prior to this. Yeah. I don't agree with that at all. I agree with if they wanted to make this Jimmy Rivera fight. Unfortunately, for all you guys that have been waiting, I think you guys have waited too long to call for it.
Yeah.
Get on social media and go after the champion and not anybody else. Don't mention anybody else's name. Mention his name.
Yep.
That's the one.
And
that's it.
I've been wanting to see this fight between you and Brand, because Brandon's in the comments. We've been talking about this forever. And Brandon knows it. Like back in South Carolina, we were like, dude, you need to call for the title shot right away. Like we want to see him fight. And he knows that. And a lot of people do. So,
we'll see. Because in the end, the good news is
it's not too late. It's not like there's another fight made right now, right?
Right. Well, and the good news is that everybody says that I have a choice on who I fight. I barely get information about my own fight. I do
believe that.
I found out about my HD fight on the Ariel Helwani show. My contract wasn't signed. So it's like I don't get any information. Like I'm just waiting on a contract. That's all I'm waiting on.
No, the comment there says Kai Stewart is a small town name. No offense, it makes no sense. How does it not make sense?
It's a chance.
You hold the world title. If they put Jimmy Rivera in the ring with you and he takes that title from you, now you have a former UFC top fiver holding a fucking world title in your division, and everybody wants to see who takes it from Jimmy Rivera.
Right.
It gives you a shot as a small town champion in the company that they're building from the ground up. You got a guy who is holding a world title who has an opportunity to fight a big name. It does make sense. I disagree with that. 100%.
Here's the thing. People saying that I'm small town. The only reason, like, I'm going to go back to them pushing and sucking off Howard Davis. Like, it's constant. They're always just posting HD and HD and HD, and HD looked unstoppable. And it's just like, I would be a bigger name if Bare Knuckle put one foot in front of the other. I have a literal whole state behind me. I have a bunch of fans around the country. So to say that I'm a small town guy, it simply comes down to Bare Knuckle pushing me and promoting me. And fact of the matter is they don't. They want their Florida boys to flourish. But guess what? I'm going to keep winning. As long as they put me in there, I'm going to keep pissing people off, because this belt's staying right fucking here. Whether I'm a small town kid, big town kid, or come to your town and beat you up in front of your hometown, I'm that guy. So,
and no offense to most of you guys, but most of you guys are people that don't, we know who you are. Kyle knows, the people in the comments know who you are, but like in the grand scheme of things, like BKFC, most of the fighters, not a lot of people know who any of these fighters are. You have to introduce them, and the best way to introduce them is put them against somebody that they know.
Right.
Faria is a champion. Yeah. She is absolutely savage in the women's division. Like, she is the ultimate women's bare knuckle fighter in the world, right? She is the best. Many people don't know who she is, but when they pit her against people like Beck Rollins, she gets those eyes, and then people go, holy shit, who the fuck is that? And now they put her against Heather Hardy, and she's going to go in there and do her thing, win or lose. People are going to be like, holy shit, who the fuck is that? And that's how she gets her names, because that's one hand washes the other. That's how it works. And that's how it's going to work with everybody. We just have to get behind the homegrown fighters and get them those fights. And that's what I think BKFC is trying to do here with all of this talent,
That's why I would love to go to Mohegan Sun right there. Is Christine Faria is a dog. And I love, like, we fought on my debut card. I fought on the same card as her. And Salt Lake City, we fought on the same card. I'm always going to have Christine's back. I believe she'll always have my back. But I think that me co-main eventing that show in Mohegan Sun underneath Christine that'd be awesome. I love fighting and being around fighting on the same card and being around Christine and her crew. Yeah, she's a top dog in bare knuckle for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that I think there's a lot of things that they could do with you, and I hope they can make a fight for you. I know you have a place to be today, and we want you to plug. I know you have a new sponsorship or a new product out. I see you wearing a hat right now. What do you got for us today?
So first off, shout out Jay Davis from Turp House Farms in Ohio. We are going, so I was supposed to get the package in the mail today, but I live in a small town, back to small town kid, and mail sucks. So I did not get the package today, so I don't have it, but I just want to briefly explain. I'm releasing a CBD oil, and a couple more products along the line. He has the picture. Nice. I did not know you had the pictures.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, the Kai Stewart Athletic Recovery Products. It's a collab with Turp House Farms. Super freaking pumped. We're going to have more information on that. Maybe I can sneak on again once we actually have the bottles. But yeah, I put it in my coffee every single morning. The oil, that's what these guys are showing right now. I put it in my morning coffee, and it kind of just sets the tone for the day. It kind of levels everything out, and has been a tremendous part of my athletic recovery for this weight cut for wrestling, which is tomorrow. Holy shit. But yeah, I'm going to have a lot more information on that once I get it, and I'm super excited to pump it out. We are going to be able to order it through a website. You're going to be able to order it directly through me. So, if anybody, at least for the time being, is interested in more information, you can give me a quick DM, and I'll give you the rundown, pricing, etc. That way I can get you on a list and get shit shipped out as soon as they land. So,
when do you think it'll be available? Is it available now?
Well, as soon as I get the package, I mean, we can put you in a group chat with us, and we can get some shipped out, I'm sure, pretty quick, because I know Jay has a whole bunch. I'm going to have my own once they get here. I do think that they're going to get here tomorrow, but I'm out of town for the weekend to do this wrestling tournament. So, but yeah, if people want to order them right now, I would absolutely appreciate it. Every dollar that I get from this goes directly into my fight camp, and any fighters in the comments know how hard it really is to be a fighter and put on these entertaining fights for people. So, anything that people buy, I'm greatly appreciative, and without you, it's not to the moon.
There you go. Hey man, I hope you get some fight news soon. I think everybody, I think we made a lot of sense on a lot of things tonight, and I think that a lot of people care. A lot of people care, disagree, whether they hate you or they love you. They fucking have an opinion, and that is the kind of guy that promoters love. Or hate, it's all eyeballs, and it's all emotions. So
all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
Right. So real quick though, so on Track Wrestling, it's trackwrestling.com. Look up the Montana Open starting tomorrow at 5:30 p.m.
What weight class are you?
I am wrestling, baby. Since I didn't have any fight news to give, I'm giving wrestling news. I get to lace the shoes back up. I'm so fucking thankful. I'm gonna have my white singlet on. We print a belt on it, the BKFC belt. I am over the moon. I'm actually cutting weight for 160 pounds. That's what I'm gonna do right after. Well, I have my accountability buddy with Mindset Mike. I've been journaling. Mindset Mike, the unfair advantage is absolutely insane. Sorry, anybody in my division, he won't work with you because that's part of the admission, because he does want it to be the unfair advantage. But it's mindset training, it's gratitude, and I've ever since I started, I'm on day 5, and I'm already I can see my gratitude filling. My gratitude tank is filling every single day. But I'm super grateful to be able to wrestle this weekend. That's what I'm so over the moon for it. So out of the 9 people that is wrestling in my weight division, we have 4-timer Matt Weber, who I think he was either a 2-time All-American or a 2-time college national champion. We have Clayton Courier, Montana 4-time state champion. We have Cameron Neese, I believe he was a 2 or 3-timer. We have myself, 3-time finalist, 1-time champion, and a couple other state champions up and down the list. It is going to be wild.
Wow.
At first, I thought it was going to be, I'm going to go in, have some fun. But then once I got my weight division, I was like, I'm going to start training. So the past 2.5 weeks, me and my old high school coach have been grinding on wrestling. And it feels good. It feels right being able to wrestle again.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, best of luck for you tomorrow. Thank you for coming on here. Everybody wants to get the CBD oil that he was talking about. DM him direct. Thanks for coming on, man. We hadn't talked to you in a while, and we were hoping that you get some fight news soon. So maybe after this wrestling tournament this weekend, we'll get some news, and you'll be back at it soon, hopefully.
Everyone cross your fingers, man. I'm ready to go. I'm always ready. And I don't care where it's at. I don't care where we do it. I'm ready to go. Now, I do think I would love to fight in a mountainy state and use my shit to travel. If they're going to Abu Dhabi, put me on that shit. This beautiful face and beautiful mustache can go international. Okay. So, but yeah, thank you guys. It's always fun talking to you. And hopefully you guys are going to go to LA.
Yeah. Are you going to be there?
I'm working on it. If I get a fight, I'll for sure be there because I want to do some publicity. But if I don't get a fight, I might come down. I have a couple sponsors that want to party with me. I don't drink no more. I gave up all that shit other than weed just because I'm focused. I'm locked in. Everybody's fucked.
Awesome.
Up until now, it's been, a free-for-all. Now I have a whole fucking team behind me, and it's I'm feeling great. Everybody's fucked. Vision. Bottom line.
Well, keep up the good work, Kai. Hopefully we'll see you out in LA, and best of luck tomorrow. Mike, do you have anything else for him?
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I really hope we hear within the next, week at least. Let's say within the next week, let's get some fight news.
Yep.
Hopefully it's just Knucklemania 4. And they say, you know what? Get over here and get on this card.
I'm ready.
Right.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
He's ready. Nate.
Yeah.
Feldman. He's ready. Let's get him on a card.
I need that meme. If you guys have that meme, send it to me.
A meme?
Well, it was before there was Nate Shook. It was Nate Dogg, and it was him with a sideways.
Oh,
no, that wasn't us. But maybe we can find it and we'll send it your way. So thank you so much for coming on, Kai. For everybody that's watching, we have a Kai picture, we have an Elvin Brito picture, we have a Galactika picture to give away right after this, and then we will be doing our segment Outside the Circle, where we talk about all the goings on outside of the squared circle. Don't miss it. Kai, have a great night. Good luck in your tournament, and I hope I'm probably just gonna tune in. You share the link because I want to see it. All right, man. Take it easy.
Goodbye.
Later.
Later, bud.
My name's Wolf. I'm from New York. I'm here for my son and daughter. I think bare knuckle is one of the best sports in the world, and I'm here to show off my skills in true bare knuckle form. Yeah, man, I'm excited for tryouts. Combat, when I was young, I had karate, some jiu-jitsu, boxing, and for the last 2.5 years, I've been doing bare knuckle. Record 0-0. I haven't been been training bare knuckle for 2.5 years. I'm excited. I'm ready to fucking rock, and I'm ready to see what I got and show everybody what I got with skills. I'm looking at 175 right now, but if I do drop some weight, that'd be fine. But 175 right now. I like Lorenzo Hunt, Chris Saro over here. It's amazing. You got Zach behind me, the Shark. There's a lot of good fighters out there. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yo, my boys, Mike and Mish, where the fuck are you? You're missing out on Fight Night in Miami.
I love Kevin.
Yeah, me too.
He's the best.
Yeah,
Kevin
I
is the
love
man.
Kevin.
Yes, two wolves tried out that night.
It was two wolves. Yep.
Two wolves tried out that day.
And Wolf.
You know what? I wanted to ask you, Mike, because you had never been to Whaling City Athletic Club. What'd you think? It's a pretty nice gym, huh? They got a nice facility there.
Yeah, it was a nice gym. They have everything nice. There's a couple of rooms. It's nice and open. There's a whole bunch of different areas for different things. They've got the full boxing ring. They've got an MMA cage in the back. It's nice. It's a nice little place. I like how they got the room with all the heavy bags hanging up and stuff. That's cool. Like, yeah, it was cool. And it's in a decent little position there where it's like kind of tucked away in the back, but there's some businesses right there too. So like, it's not like way out of the way. It's right there. Yeah,
hey, but before
we
hit the outside the cage, Wanye asked, how did we like outside the square, outside the circle? My bad. He wanted to know, this is kind of speaking in the squared circle right now. So if he wanted to know how we like to fight, I thought the fights were great. And I do think that Wanye himself looked good, and I thought that HD looked great. I know that Kai just said he kind of looked like shit. I don't know what he was looking at.
I expect that.
But it is what it is. That's the fight game. You're just never you're never going to give credit where credit is due. But no, man, HD looked great. Merck did his thing. I was pretty happy for
Brandon
him.
Meyer.
That I will tell you that. We're going to talk about our watch party during outside the circle, but that was my upset of the night. I told people that night. I said, "You want to win some money on an upset? Brandon Myers is the one. That's the one I'd put my money on." So let's go ahead and do this. Let's hit it, Mike. What do you say?
All right, let's do it, everybody. It's time for your new favorite segment, Outside the Circle. All right, here we are. We've got a bunch of things to talk about, but we'll start off with the watch party. You want to start off because we're just talking about those fights. We could talk about the watch party for those of you that did not know, and for those of you that did know, the watch party went friggin' fantastic. Don't you think, Kyle?
Oh, I thought it went great. We had 7 days to plan it. At one point, when you stand up on the steps inside Tom's Watch Bar and look down and start counting people, we counted 88 asses in seats. That was not counting people standing up. So I figure there had to be close to 100 people there. Maybe
it was over 100.
Over 100 people.
I counted over 100 people.
Right, over 100 people showed up. Sometimes in photos it didn't look like that because they were kind of spread out, but there was a shitload of people there. We gave away a bunch of stuff. It was definitely a great time, and a lot of people that went have let us know how much fun they had, and like a lot of people were asking when the next one was already, and we're gonna do another one April 12th. We're going to do the BKFC Clearwater event. We'll do a watch party for that. I'm not sure if we're going to do anything extra for that one, but We'll have giveaways. We'll have a great time. There'll be great food, great drinks, and a great atmosphere at Tom's Watch Bar every time. We had Nate and Chris Lytle in the house, but then Reber, our boy Ryan Reber, shows up. He brings a big crew. And then a surprise guest a little later on, Chris Sorrow showed up with a girlfriend of his, and it was a good time, man. Everybody was out. You know what was funny about the party for those who weren't out there? Mike and I had all these raffle prize. We had a bunch of backed up
Yeah.
stuff, and I didn't bring the raffle tickets because I'm an asshole. So, and I'm glad it kind of worked out the way it did, because what I did was I sent my 2 kids around with a bag and paper and pens and said, if you want to win a raffle ticket, or if you want to win a raffle, win some free shit, sign your name, throw it in the bag. The microphones for Tom's Watch Bar suck so bad. They suck so bad that like calling off raffle numbers would have been a fucking disaster.
Yeah,
So
it'd been a nightmare.
it would have been a nightmare. So we were just pulling names, and then I just shout the person's name out. And like you saw a few pictures back, we were giving out BKFC cinch bags. In the bags had bucked up supplements, bucked up energy drinks, shaker bottles, t-shirts, bucked up, BKFC koozies and magnets and stuff like that. And then Mike Quigg came down from Boston. Our guy Mike Quigg, the Donnybrook Company, he does beautiful work. There's the one right there. You see that poster? He made Knucklemania 4 posters, and we were giving out Michael Quigg posters. It was a fucking great time, dude. It was awesome. I had a blast, and the fights were good. And you know what's funny is, like, the party starts, and then we blink our eye, and 4 fights are over.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was like somebody compared. I was like, man, I can't do anything. I talked to everybody like for 2 minutes at a time. They're like, yeah, it's like a wedding. I was like, it is like a wedding. Like I'm all over the place talking to everybody, and then it's over. You know what I mean? I was so far running around, just taking. I took 383 pictures. I took videos. We went live. We gave away stuff. I was drinking. I was eating. My wife was there. I was trying to stay with her. Everybody's just talk. It was a blast, though. It was a blast.
It was a blast.
Lytle was there. Shook was there. Reber, Sorrow. I mean, oh man, it was great. It was just great.
It was the best one
really
yet.
well.
It was the best one yet.
It was so good. And actually, earlier that day, we had invited Lytle and Shook to come to our unit and gave them a tour of our unit in the military. Right, we're in the military. Said, hey, Nate Shook used to be in the military too. He was a first sergeant, and we said, hey, you guys want to come by? You're right up the road. You got nothing to do. Come by early in the morning. We'll give you a big tour of our facility. So we brought them for a tour. Here's a little picture of Lytle and Shook and me in the cockpit of a Black Hawk right here. I was showing them around the cockpit, and here's a few of us there doing the same thing. Pilot showing them the way. You know what I mean?
Nah, it was cool. Yeah. They seemed genuinely interested. They actually hung around a lot longer than I thought they would. They were there almost 2 hours, man. It was super cool.
When I met with them, I say, hey, listen, how much time do you have? Because I can give you the quick tour. I'll bring you around. You won't miss anything, but I'm not going to give you the full Monty. You know, they were like, no, we got plenty of time. We have a few hours before we need to be somewhere. So I said, all right, then I'm going all in. I'm going around this place, and I'm going to give you everything I got. Like, it's,
you know how stupid we are, Mike. We did we? I don't remember. Did we get a picture of the 4 of us standing out in front of the place?
No. No, I don't think so.
Man,
got a few student knots. Yep.
We could have gotten a really cool picture of the 2 of us in our uniforms with them in front of the Cobra, but we fucked that up. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was great. I would say that the event was awesome. The fights were good. Rosalinda looked amazing. Monica Franco's tough as hell.
Oh my God, I know,
the fighters put on a show. It's always good to have a watch party when the fighters are putting on a fucking performance. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was a bunch of duds, it would really affect the energy in the room. But the fights were good, so the energy in the room was great. It was a fucking fantastic time. What else we got on the outside the circle, brother?
So we've been watching a bunch of videos so far from the tryouts. If you've been watching this episode of the Mike and Mish Show, you have noticed that between every single one of the interviews. We've been playing some footage from the tryouts, some interviews from the tryouts. So you want to just touch on the tryouts and how they went, what went on there, who do you think? Do you think any of them made it in, or what? Do you think anybody's going to be on that Connecticut May 11th card?
Yeah, well, I don't know about the May 11th card, but I do think that there was a couple that could make it onto a prospects card, and I do, and actually, you know what? If they were looking for a local fighter that was pretty good, like pretty impressive, I would say Grace Long from Colchester, the lone female there. Maybe we can see her on that Mohegan card. I don't know if
I'm not sure she broke a sweat. She was just laughing and smiling the whole time.
She was all smiles. She was all smiles, all energy. You can tell she's a jits girl because she had cardio for fucking days. She's in really great shape. You can tell that she's sort of on the beginner side of boxing, but she does move around the ring well. We had a video of her sparring with Reber. Just they evaluate the way these fighters move around, the way they strike and counter and all that stuff. And I think she could be somebody that we could see maybe at Mohegan Sun or on a prospect series sometime soon.
Yeah.
I do think that, the loudest man in the room may have, but also the incident in the ring could have struck a chord with the evaluators as well. It could have been, but I think Wolf has bare knuckle experience. He looks powerful. He's got about a 22-inch neck.
Yeah.
That it's Zach Kalmus's boy, right? He said that's my boy. I don't know if they're actually boys or he was just calling him that.
That was someone else he was saying, I think. I didn't know it was him. Well, it might be, but there was a couple other guys he came with, though, I believe.
Well, I would say maybe those two. I don't know. There was a dude that had a tattoo on his neck. I wish I knew his name. He had tattoos on his neck and on his arms. He looked decent. And then of course the guy from Indiana, his name is slipping my mind right now, but the dude from Indiana, he was in that video. I know that he was the one that got into it with Wolf in the ring, right?
No,
it wasn't. I thought it was.
No, it wasn't him. You're talking about Anthony. I think it's Lapsley.
Yeah. I don't know how
it wasn't him. It was it was actually Kalmus's.
I got a funny story. I got a funny story about the tryouts, guys. Listen to this. Can you imagine being this guy? So we're watching, we're over by the cage, right? Now picture yourself being the guy who straps up your boxing shoes and shows up for a fucking tryout to the fastest growing combat sports company in the world, right? You take the time to show up to this thing. They get everybody in the cage and they start running them around in the circle like you saw in the video, and they're doing burpees, they're doing jump squats, they're doing push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, burpees, punch. Dude, Lytle is smoking them for a half an hour in there to see who is going to fall out. This guy, I'm standing there with Nate, and me and him are standing there by the cage, and we're looking in, and we hear this guy right behind us go, I thought this was like a tryout. And we look at him, and he goes, and Nate goes, yeah, this is a tryout. He goes, I thought we were going to be boxing and stuff. The dude was there to try out. And we're like, yeah, this is part of it. And he goes, yeah, I thought we'd be in a ring, actually showing our skills, actually putting hands on someone. And Nate goes, well, we want to evaluate your cardio first to make sure that you're not going to fall out. After this, we're going to do some shadow boxing, then some bag work, and then we'll get to sparring. And the guy goes, yeah, I worked out already this morning. I'm not going in there. Can you fucking imagine?
You know that immediately in my head, when I couldn't hear this. It was right near me, but I was not focused on it. When you told me that, I'm not even part of picking people, but I eliminated him from the list immediately when you told me that. I was like, nope, you're done.
Yeah, just
unless you're really good, you're done. Get out. See ya.
Can you imagine? I couldn't even imagine being that kind of
immediately.
You got to be some level of dickhead to fucking be like that. Who the fuck are you?
I don't know what that was about. Some people are kind of entitled. I do feel like they just hold themselves in maybe a higher. They see themselves as a much better person
I
or
couldn't
fighter
believe it.
or, worker or whatever they're going to than they really are. There's a lot of those people.
He's talking to the head matchmaker that did the intro to all these fucking prospects that stood out there before they started any of the tryouts, guys. They stood, him and Chris stand out there and they do their spiel and they fucking talk about what they're looking for and this and that and whatever. So this guy knows he's talking to one of the guys that was out there leading this fucking charge. And then he says, yeah, I'm not getting it. I already worked out this morning.
I feel like that's
Okay.
immediately for me is like, bye-bye. But at the same time, like he didn't tell him to leave. He just was like, okay, whatever. Cause maybe he gets in there and he's just unbelievable. You're like,
maybe he's
holy shit. Can you even believe this guy? And that's why he's the way he is. But you know what I mean? Like unlikely. And also you see that. And if he doesn't go in there and blow you away, I would think in the back of my head, like, oh man,
you're already cut.
He's already a difficult person. Like you're dealing with somebody who's difficult at the tryouts. It's probably going to be not a great idea.
Wasn't there somebody?
Maybe he was having a bad day. I don't know.
I wasn't there for the end, Mike. Was there somebody that got like real?
It was the same person.
It was the same
person, and that's another thing. Like it was like kind of like it was a trend. It was a
It was
trend
him,
with one
huh?
person. Yes, it was the same person. It was a trend with the same person. Like just kind of just not being I don't know, maybe he's just not a people person and he just wants to do his own thing. But it's like, yeah, that can work in some aspects of life, but probably not this one, It's not probably going to work that well.
Yeah. So like in a nutshell, they had like 5 people stay behind and then they let they had 5, they called out 5 names and they're like, we want to talk to you guys over here.
Which you guys will see on the app eventually.
And then they told everybody else, we're going to evaluate everything that went on today. And then if we're interested, you guys will hear from us within the next week or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess that same dude fucking had a problem with it.
He got mad. He
got mad.
He did not like it. He thought he should have been the guy. Maybe he thought he should have been the guy to stay. He definitely thought he should have been staying there.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I don't understand why this guy's getting so mad. Like everybody else was like, thank you so much. Like, see you later. I'm out of here. But he was and you know what though, he wasn't mean to me, but he was just, you could just tell there was some kind of, I just feel like either he's, I don't know, maybe he's just having a really bad day that day, and maybe he's having a bad week, a bad life. I don't know, man, but he did come up to me and like fist bump me afterwards and stuff. So I did not expect that, but he was nice to me on the way out. He just wasn't nice about the whole like thing. It's almost like he went there, wanted it to go exactly the way he wanted it to go. Like he's going, hey, I'm ready to get in the ring. Just watch me. I'm done in the ring. I'm going to leave now. Oh, you want to interview me first and then I'll get out of here. Like he's kind of, I feel like he wanted to go what he wanted to do, but
and
a lot of people there.
To wrap up this here, there were, so in the house that day was Zach Helmus, Chris Sorrow, Ryan Reber, Dom Carey, for
Brennan Ward was there.
But then I was going to say, Brennan Ward was there.
Yep.
Josh Diekman, an old school, an older gentleman, but a hard hitter in his day in MMA. He was standing there talking with me for a while, and I was like, "Why don't you fucking do this shit?" He's like, "Oh man, I'm 47." He's like, "I think I still could." I'm like, "Yeah, well, guys in their 40s really thrive in this sport because they don't have to grapple, they don't have to wrestle, they don't have to kick or do any of that shit. All you gotta do is be able to knock somebody out with your hands." And he's like, I'm fucking thinking about it. Yeah, so
you want to know what's funny, and I don't think you know this, but do you know Tony Rivera? Have you seen him? He comes in our chat every now and then. He'll be like, "What's up, knuckle buddies?" or whatever. He was there. He was the guy with the longer hair, pulled back, and he was there. And I talked to him afterwards. He's like, "Oh yeah, I know you." If you watch the video before that guy Wolf comes up and starts yelling at Hunt, he's 2 guys before him, I believe.
Yeah.
And he comes by and he goes, "What's up, Mish?" Like that. And he walks by. Later on, I get to talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, you probably saw me. I'm in your comments every now and then, this and that."
I didn't know that.
And I was like, what?
No way. That's crazy.
No, yeah. So crazy. Small world. Very cool. Met him. So it was all in all, it was really awesome. Great weekend, tiring, but just unbelievable experience of a lifetime, really. And enjoyed it very much.
After the tryouts, I had to leave the tryouts early, and just a quick shout out to my boys. The reason why I left the tryouts, it was pretty cool. My kids' middle school band played the national anthem at the Providence Bruins game that night up at the I forget what the arena is in Providence, but that's why I got this Bruins hat right here. I got this like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Bruins hat. It's actually Nolan's, but he asked me to wear it on the show tonight. So shout out to the Stonington Middle School band for crushing the if you would have heard the national anthem, it's on my Facebook, actually. If you go to my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, I posted it. It's very impressive what these kids can do. 6th, 7th, and 8th graders doing the national anthem in front of a couple thousand people at a hockey game, showing composure, ice water in their veins, and not fucking it up. It was pretty awesome.
It's like a Mika Mutual. It used to be called the Dunk before that was the Providence Civic Center. And I would just say the Dunkin' Donuts Center. I mean, it works perfectly. There's a Dunkin' Donuts on every block in Rhode Island. So it should just keep the Dunkin' Donuts Center, right? There he is. Look at it. He's right there. Look at, hey, check it out. This is the guy I literally was just talking about.
Awesome.
That's him right there. We met him. What's up? It was great to meet you. Glad you're in the comments right now. I don't know if you were here the whole time or if you just popped in at the end because that's so crazy. Coincidence if you were not here listening before this. I just was talking about you. So pleasure to meet you, bud. So let's move on here. Let's move on. And I am going to, let's see, where the heck did I put this damn thing? All right. So I'm going to share a screen right now because we are going to talk about.
What are we going to talk about?
Right? Trumpets. We're going to talk about trumpets, guys. This is our music segment of the show.
I hope you got a trumpet because I'm a real bugle boy.
Can you see this or is it not sharing?
No, it's not up there.
That's odd because
I see it down in the bottom.
Here we go. Gotcha.
Yep.
Boom. There we go. What we're going to talk about right now are the rankings because the new rankings came out. So why don't we touch on these rankings a bit, right? Let's do this. Let's close this up a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. So what do you think, Kyle? Oh, sorry. Sorry, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm messing up here.
So here, which weight class? So I'm going to I'll speak for a second. For the first time, maybe ever, really liked what I saw when I saw the new rankings. Now I don't like that, like certain. I don't like the fact, and nothing against Dave Mundell. I don't think he should be number one at 185 pounds. He's a 175-pound champion. Get him out of those rankings, and it should be Jared and Jomi 1 and 2. But what you see is Jared and Jomi are number 1 and 2 now. Jomi Escoboza finally has broken into the top 5. Long overdue. He jumps all the way up to number 2, which was great. I really like that. In the featherweight division, that finally changed. Now, I remember you and I had a lot of fucking problems with and Louis Lopez was coming off back-to-back losses. The new rankings came out,
and he was still number 1.
Still number 1. So what happens here is, Brandon Allen, I believe, was number 2. He pops up to 1. Brian Duran was number 5. He goes all the way up to number 2. Howard stays put at number 3. James Brown stays put at number 4, and Louis Lopez number 5. That 1 through 5 right there is perfect in my eyes.
It is pretty damn good. I like it.
That is perfectly done. Finally, the rankings committee has come back to bare knuckle. Yeah. They have figured it out a little bit with that one. I do love that. The women's flyweight division had a bunch of changes as well. If you go down to the women's flyweight,
there's a little bit going on here.
Now,
something little going on.
So, okay. Taylor Starling and Britain, we're going to pretend that those two are not in that top 5 right now. If you look at that top 5,
put them in 115, right?
Yes, take them out of the top 5 there. Jod number 1, Beck number 2, Christine Vicines number 3. Rosalinda jumps into the top 5 at 2-0, number 4, and then Gabby Roman number 5. I don't hate that. I really don't. I don't hate it at all. Beck's only losses are to the fucking champ, and the first one she was going. Yeah, and Ja just won against Gabby, so I really like that. I think they have finally figured it out a little bit there as well. What are your thoughts on these, man?
No, I'm right there with you. There was just too much tomfoolery going on. You know what I mean? There's just too much BS going on.
I can tell you,
where's the pound for pound? Am I missing it? It's just not on
it's
this
not
list.
there.
Okay,
I
so
can
there
tell
is
you
a
what I
pound for
don't
pound,
like.
guys, and Lorenzo's number 1, Palomino's number 2, and obviously that I think that's what it should be. So that also kind of straightened itself out, but that happened a few weeks ago.
I don't like that. There's little things here and there. Why Houston Alexander is sitting at number 5 in heavyweight? I don't know. I think he has one fight at heavyweight, and the rest are at 205. So
And I
why
think he
isn't
weighed in at like 200 pounds for that
right?
fight too, right?
Yes, and he
Yeah.
weighed like 197 for one
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
So like, why isn't Ben Rothwell there? Or
Yeah.
is he? No, Josh Copeland is.
No,
Josh
they took
Watson.
him off
They
a
took him
month
off.
ago or 2 months
So he
ago
should be
because
on there.
he's not when he fought, I think it was at a higher weight. So now that they're trying to stick to their guns, I think that they're
Okay.
you know what I mean? I think
Scroll
that's
down.
what it is.
Scroll down.
Yep.
So 205. Oh, they took it off. Dude, as of yesterday, when I posted about this, Quentin Henry was still number 5.
Yes.
Am I tripping? He's not there now.
He's not there. Yep.
So they
off. He
removed
was
him.
there yesterday.
So Quentin Henry hasn't fought in 17 months. I know that like a year and a half is kind of, I think their
That's the
thing.
rule.
Like the rule is if you are inactive for 18 months, you're off the rankings. I just had a problem with him taking up space there when other guys could be sitting at number 5, like Mohawk or Keegan or someone like that.
Or like this guy right here. He goes up and down in weight. He's a champ. You know what I mean? And he sometimes he comes up and he fights up here. You see Keith Richardson right there?
He's in there.
It's another guy. I don't know who it is. There's
it's so
another guy
small,
named Keith Richardson that I don't even know who it is, but that's funny because I never saw that guy before fight. So yeah, these have been straightened out a bit. They're better than they have been for a long time. Are they perfect? No, because it'll never be perfect.
Hold on,
No
let
one
me
will
see
ever
this
be.
one. That is Perry, Coltrane, what is it? Francisco
Ricci, Dakota Cochran, Joshua Moreno.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Go down. This one here. Why is there 2 number 5s? See, this is I don't understand. Dustin Page should be number 5. Nothing against Bryce. Bryce is a 155er. I know he's got fights at 165, but he's a 155er.
Right. He should be ranked down at 155. Get him out of there and put him down here.
And then this one here.
There he is. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I do.
This is his home. This is where he should be right now. This is where he should be.
They're not
fighting
perfect
for a title in the next, 2. So right,
Dude,
they're not perfect, but
they're not
better.
perfect, but they're getting better.
Baby steps, right?
They have. I think they hit a home run with the featherweight division. I think that the featherweight division, baby steps, like Dr. Marvin says. And what about Bob? Baby steps.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We can't get everything at once. So let's just take a little bit at a time. I think it's okay.
Do we have anything else to talk about outside the circle?
We absolutely do, because if anybody noticed last night, the number 1 talk of the town was, where's Mike and Mish at 9 p.m.? They're not here. Where are they?
Yes.
There was a press conference yesterday. And
we got to talk about this.
Although there's no being saved by the bell in BKFC, we did get saved by the bell with Mario Lopez. And that dude was hosting a BKFC press conference, which completely blows my mind, right? Does that blow your mind? That
here's
is that
the
insane?
Thing. Yes,
that was awesome, but it was just like that blew my damn mind, man.
Officially, like things out of left field in my life in 2024. Yes, Mario Lopez hosting anything bare knuckle is definitely out of left field. I am going to be
see him there though.
Listen,
it was awesome to see him.
I will let you speak on this in a second. I want to tell you that I didn't like the format. I did not like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought that they had opportunities to draw tons of eyes, I know that this is going to bring a lot of eyes anyway, but if you had a regular press conference set up with the 2 rows of tables and the podium in the middle, with Mario Lopez at the podium in the middle, with Mike Perry and on all these guys on stage, and now when you have AC Slater sitting in the middle of 2 guys in cushy chairs, they're more likely to be a little cordial with each other. You know what I mean? But if you get him on stage with people hollering from the audience, and you get guys like Ben Rothwell, who has had beef with Mick Terrell on social media going for a while, on the same stage as each other, fucking Juggernaut Hunt said he wanted to fight Duffy back in December. You get all these guys on stage. Not only do you get them interacting with each other to sell their fights, you might get some interaction between the fighters that are on stage. And we all know how classic that shit can be. Who the fuck is that guy? Remember?
Oh,
They
yeah.
weren't supposed to fight each other, but that's a classic. It's like stuff like that. I personally didn't like the 3-chair setup, mediator in the middle type thing. That would, to me, that's not a press conference. To me, that's like a sit down with a couple questions from the audience, and that's about it. What am I way off with this?
It was different. This wasn't what most people are used to with a press conference, and maybe they were just going for something a little bit different. I thought parts of it were good. So for instance, we know this happens all the time. There's always 1 or 2 fighters that everyone wants to talk to, and nobody wants to talk to anybody else. So I think that was good for that, because Mike Perry, what do you think about this? Mike Perry. One for Ben Rothwell, Mike Perry. You know what I mean? It alleviated that. Like, it made it, because sometimes you get people that go out there, they don't get a single question. They just sit there and they just stare, and no one ever talks to them, right? So I think it kind of got rid of that a little bit. So, I mean, if we're looking for silver linings here, I think
I get
was
what you're
different.
saying there.
So that might be one of the reasons, maybe, to focus on each person rather than just one person.
Mike.
But I do think that having, like, if there was a question aimed at Ben Rothwell about Mick Terrell, he probably would have started yelling at Mick Terrell. And if they're going back and forth, the number 1 person in that fucking place who's going to be like, no, this is about this guy right here, is Lorenzo Hunt. And he would not allow, I don't think he would allow
It
them
would have
to go
stirred
back
shit
and
up.
forth.
It would have been awesome.
Cut up. So I think it would have been nice to see them all interact with each other. It would have been cool. So this was more like, it was like kind of like a talk showy type of thing. It was a little different. So they tried something different. I can't hate them for trying to roll the dice and try something different,
Right.
different format.
Okay, maybe this then. Maybe, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Fucking shame on the damn media, because I'll
The
just say
media.
it sucked. It sucked.
Where are you guys?
Where are you? Where's the media? Where are the fucking questions? Mike and I got more questions in from our fucking couch than the guys that were in the audience.
Because
And
we saw people there that could have
yes,
asked questions.
dude,
I don't know what they were
MMAfighting.com
doing.
was there. There was like multiple MMA outlets there. MMA Junkie was there. Like, where are the people asking questions? That pisses me.
You have Mike Perry up there. You ask that guy questions, he's gonna come back with something. He's gonna give you gold, like, almost all the time. Like, you can't just let that pass up, man. That one guy in the audience was like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna take over."
Right.
A fight hype guy. He's like, "I'll take every goddamn question. I don't give a shit."
Right. Yeah. Why not? Listen,
That's the way it ought to be.
I know that we would have questions, and we had questions, and we had more questions. Like, Mike and I sent a whole list, and shout out to Cyrus Fees for reading quite a few of ours.
Yeah. Thank you. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool, man, because I feel like me and you got more questions in than any of the media that were in the house.
We always want to ask questions, and like back in the day, we didn't know what to do, but now it's cool because now we got a kind of like a way to do it. Like, hey, we're not gonna be there, but here's some questions if you want to ask them. And he did us a solid and read some of those, and we got the Queen of Violence bell answer, which was awesome, because it was, I didn't expect that at all. I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't expect that to happen like that. Like, oh no, it's not
Hey.
for the King of Violence, but there is a Queen of Violence. It's like, wait, what? What
Yeah,
happened just
yeah,
now?
yeah. We found out yesterday that there will be a Queen of Violence belt. I can't wait till they unveil the belt. I want to see what it looks like. I know that it's probably gonna, be similar to the King of Violence belt, but probably small tweaks. And you can't have the same, you can't have the same belt for a king as you would for a queen. So it's going to be a little different. That's going to be awesome. We found that out. That was dope. And I will say that Lorenzo and Mike Perry are the best at like the best fighter promoters. You know what I mean? Like those guys promote this sport better than anybody. And when they go up there, and Lorenzo and Mick are sitting up there, and Mick is just so like matter of fact and kind of docile when he talks, but he's hilarious in his own way. But he's not a super hyper guy. He's not going to get all I got too hyper. He's not that guy.
I'm too hyper.
Too hyper. He's not that guy. But dude, Lorenzo can tell that the segment was kind of dragging, and he started cranking it up a little bit. That was good. Like, good for Lorenzo to, try to breathe some life into this thing a little more. And he did. He got, what was hilarious about that segment there? When like Mick said probably 2 or 3 different times, I'm going to put him on his back foot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hit him with a straight. I'm going to bust his lips, and he won't last more than 3-4 minutes with me. I'm going to keep him on his back foot. I'm going to hit him with a straight. Then it goes to the audience. Dude, he goes to the audience, and that girl goes, this question's for Mick. How do you see this fight playing out? And like Mick's face, he's like holding the microphone like this, and he's like,
I'm gonna put him on his back foot.
Gonna put him on his back foot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit him with a straight.
She was like, damn it, he already said that shit.
I was like, he literally just got done saying that. And then Mike Perry coming out dressed like the fucking Vatos Locos Cholo.
Yeah.
It was so fun. Dude,
blood in, blood out.
Awesome. With the half red. He's got the half red and half blue.
Can't choose sides.
Yeah, it's so
Can't
funny.
choose sides. Yeah. So you know what? I enjoyed it. It was, since we didn't have the show, I was sitting here doing some editing, and I was watching that show, and so it kept me occupied, though, I'll tell you that much. So I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I would have liked to see them like going back and forth with each other, but it was nice and clean looking and everything. So that is good.
Yeah.
I hope that going forward, like Mario Lopez is going to kind of stick around with this. I hope he's not just, I hope they didn't just hire him just for this press event.
No,
I hope he's
they
with
said
this.
Feldman said he's hosting the actual event in April.
Right. Okay, good. Because I'd like to see him around, and I want to see him get more into it, because I know he just became a part of it. He's probably seen the sport. Hopefully he watches it. And when we go there, we're going to talk. We need to talk to him. We're going to talk to him, see what he knows, see what he likes, show him some things that maybe he doesn't know about. You know what I mean? Really get him going. If he's in a little bit, we're going to pull him in. You know what I mean? We're going to show him the stuff that maybe he has not seen.
Listen, just stay tuned to April. The event's the 27th, right? So the next press conference will probably be on the 25th.
Right.
April 25th,
most
the
likely,
day before the weigh-ins. They're probably going to do another press conference, and those guys are going to crank it to 11. I'm sure about that. And by then, we're going to have more fight announcements. And that is one thing, Mike, that I thought we were going to get yesterday. I thought we were going to get a few more fights announced.
Oh, yeah.
I was a little disappointed in that. I mean, we're a month away. You're a month and a week away from the biggest event in the company's history. Each they try to top the last big one. This is supposed to be the biggest one. I really thought, like, at this press conference, they would drop like maybe 1 or 2 more fights, let us know what else we're going to see.
Yeah.
And then as the weeks get closer, the whole card gets announced. I just really thought that we would see that, but I'm sure we'll find out soon.
Oh, I'm sure a bunch of them are going to be dropping here. And because Perry Alves, Terrell Hunt, Rothwell Duffy, Diaz versus Jordan, who is a guy who trains with Bryce Henry. But Bryce Hall, sorry. That's my bad. But all right, moving on before we keep talking about, because we could probably talk about the press conference that lasted 40 minutes. We could talk for 3 hours about. So let's go back to the party. There was somebody that was there that we got to meet for the first time. His name is Tommy Vickers. He lives up in the Northeast. He reports on bare knuckle. He reports on combat sports. He does a little bit of everything, I guess. And it was very nice to meet him. He's in this picture with Reber and his mother, Shannon, and then you see the guy to the left there in the picture. That's Tommy. Tommy came up to us. Very nice guy. We've been talking to him online. He gave me this book, right? It's like a fantasy bare knuckle boxing book. It shows you how to like play fantasy bare knuckle. So it's good reading here for the airplane. So thank you so much, Tommy, for that. I'm very interested in what this is about. It's like, just like going against friends and stuff. It shows you how to like play the game. It's basically rules on how to play the game with any bare knuckle fighters that are fighting. You could take them and pick them, put them on a team, and you get points for certain things that happen and stuff. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to dive into that on our trip next week.
He also gave us some
cards, right?
Yeah, I don't have them right now. He gave us some trading cards. He had like trading cards made for the BKFC, almost like baseball cards. They were cool.
They were cool.
He gave me one. I got a Killer B one too. Is that what you got?
He had a couple of those, and he had some
couple Helen Peralta ones. I guess these are like OG ones. Like he had these made like 4 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
So very cool.
Well, that was cool. Shout out to him. Moving on.
Hold on. Falcon09 says you got to drop a link. So is there a link to buy that book? Is that on Amazon or something?
We'll have to share it because he does sell it. Yes, you can get it.
Yeah, we'll drop the link.
You can get it on Amazon. I believe so because I talked to him about it the other day too, because I told him we would support him and probably buy a few of them and give them away. So that's something that you guys can look forward to. Buy a few off them and give them out to some people.
You know what? Howie says he got the first Peralta. He got the first Peralta ones ever from him.
Nice.
We have a few of those, and he gave them to us to give away to people that watch this show. So, in the coming weeks, we'll do some giveaways again, like we always do. And
it is on Amazon. It's called the Fantasy Bare Knuckle Boxing Rule Book. So, check that out.
Yeah, so we'll be giving away some of the Peralta trading cards as well. So that's very cool. We got anything else? We got one more thing.
Oh, to go back, Bullfrog actually says Yuli Diaz. No, not Yuli Diaz. We're talking about El Necio David.
Yep.
You ain't David. As Travis Thompson would say.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on to our next subject. And this one is a fun one because there's a movie coming out, Kyle, or it's
out today.
It's out today.
Yeah.
A Roadhouse with Conor McGregor. Can you believe it?
Let's go, Pedro. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I know that like
I'm definitely watching it.
I'm gonna watch it. I listened to his interview with Ariel Helwani from yesterday or the day before, whenever that was, and he was pumping it up. I don't know, man. Of course, when you hear somebody remade a movie that you love the original, you're skeptical about how bad the remake might be. But I honest to God, been hearing some decent things about this. Is that Post Malone?
Yeah. Is he in the movie? I don't know.
What the fuck?
I saw this. So I saw this out and I was like, is this a fan-made thing or is he actually in the movie? I'm going to search that right now while we're talking.
Yeah, so that's out on Amazon, and I got to be honest, man. So Connor posted something like a week ago and he said highest paid MMA fighter of all time, highest paid boxing debuter of all time, highest paid.
He's in it, Post Malone.
Highest paid acting debut of all time. Connor is doing it again. I looked it up and I tried to find his salary for this movie because I figured it's got to be fucking crazy. He got under 10 million, but high 7 figures. So he probably got somewhere in the 8-9 million for this movie, which is fucking crazy because he's never acted before.
Unbelievable.
It's his acting debut. And he makes-
Surpassing Dwayne The Rock Johnson's acting debut.
yeah, isn't that
Yep.
crazy?
Unbelievable.
It's
Freaking believable. This
it's
guy.
unreal. I'm gonna check it out this weekend
Unreal.
probably. Next week we do not have a show. Unfortunately, I know that we didn't have a show last night, but
Yes.
we didn't
We
want
didn't
to
plan that though. That was
yeah.
an unplanned. We couldn't do it though.
Yeah, we couldn't not take part in the press
We would have
conference.
missed it
So
all.
we would have missed it all. So next week, Mike and I are traveling to Albuquerque for BKFC 59. Is it 59?
Yep.
BKFC 59. Dotson's going to be defending his belt. So always a good time down in Albuquerque. We're looking forward to it. We will create content. Maybe I'll do some giveaways with some bucked up stuff between now and then. But it was an awesome show tonight.
We have 3 giveaways right now.
Oh, let's do them real.
Let's do it. Do you have the Galactika question?
Okay, I have 3 questions. What do you want to do? Galactika. Who wants
Galactika
that?
first. Everybody, listen up. You answer the question. First person to get it right gets. You have to answer the question right. Kyle's gonna say it. You get this signed poster of Galactika. We got 2 more posters. If you win one poster, you can't win another one tonight. Okay,
So
you can
keep
win
your
another
mouth
one on the next
shut.
episode. So don't answer the question. And if you don't want the poster, do not answer and give it away to somebody.
Here we go.
Let
we got a
them win it.
Galactika poster. This is as quick as you can Google, my friends.
Yep.
What was the total landed strike percentage by Galactika in her debut fight against Sarah Click?
Oh,
She
yeah.
made her debut.
Get on the goggles.
Valeria.
BKFC.com.
Valeria Mejia.
I say she's made out of Valerian steel, like
Valerian.
in Valeria, like in
So
Game of
what
Thrones.
was the total landed strike percentage by
Yeah.
Galactika in her debut fight against Sarah Click last August in BKFC? If you know it, say it. We have a few guesses. They're close, but they're not there yet. You guys got to get on the old appy. If you get on the BKFC appy,
Yeah, it says it right there.
it says it right there, bold letters.
You can just
bold
copy
letters.
it.
All you got to do is
It's even
get
in
on.
parentheses. There's a little hint.
Yeah, it's in parentheses next to the percentage landed.
Yes. Like
You guys-
faster than you guys are even writing these down. You could go to bkfc.com. You go up to the top of the screen where it says fighters, and then you click on that, and you click on all fighters, and then you click in where it says search fighters, and you put Valeria in there, and you hit enter, and it says Sarah Click, and next to that you hit the eyeball, and when you hit the eyeball, it brings you to the stats,
So-
and then the stats show you right there exactly what the answer is on that page. Boom, right there.
You guys are
Boom,
way
right
too
there.
high. You're way too high. You like, and I mean not like stoned high. You're just really high in numbers.
It's so easy. It's such an easy. It's an easy.
I can tell you who the closest was so far. Let's see. Closest so
Susan
far.
Walker.
Susan Walker was the closest.
Very close. Just unbelievably close.
Couple digits off. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Come
Does
on,
nobody
guys.
want to Google? Nobody wants to just go bkfc.com and just look at the answer?
Do you want to give another? Do you want to do a second one while they're thinking about that, or is that going to be too much?
Nobody wants to go.
Come on, you fuckers!
It had already been done.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Let's just give it without the
Yep.
decimal point.
Yep.
Without the decimal
Yep.
point, Megan Savardi, you get it. 57%.
57.7, but all right, we'll give it
We're
to
going to
you.
give it to her. 57.7.
Look
And
at
then
there's
she
Falcon
also
comes in afterwards with the answer.
she also said 58. So we're going to give Megan, who put 57 and 58, because Falcon 09, you took too long, and that's not going up in your memorabilia room. Megan, congratulations. You got yourself a Galactika signed poster coming
All
to
right, but
you.
guess what, Falcon? You're still in this, and you're ready to win the not signed, but it is an Elvin Brito poster, courtesy of Extreme Bare Knuckle Fans, BKFC fans page. My bad.
This is a fun one.
And yeah, and here we go.
This is a fun one. Elvin told us a story about pulling a weapon on a group of guys. On this show, Elvin told us a story about pulling a weapon on a group of guys. What was the weapon in the story?
Yes,
Come on.
very good. It's a very great weapon. It's a weapon of all weapons. He did post this recently on his page not too long ago, so you could go to his social media and find it. I did nickname him the Bushido Bandido after that, right? So This is a very cool.
We're getting
very,
close.
very close. Getting close. Getting very close. Machete. Getting
Machete's close.
Machete. It is
Come
not
on.
the IDK. Nope. Nobody uses that anymore as a weapon.
Did anybody? There it is, right there, Jason.
Yeah, I'll give
Samurai.
it to him. We're giving it to him.
We're giving it to him. The sword, the samurai sword. Do we have the picture or no? We don't have the
It's
picture.
up right now.
No, the picture of him.
Oh,
with
the picture
sword.
of him with the sword. Oh no, I don't have it.
No, you don't have that.
I don't have it.
No, that is it. Jason, you got yourself a poster of Elvin Brito, courtesy of the Extreme BKFC fans page. And we got one more thing to give away here. We got one more ting.
Kai
And it is
Hefty Bag Stewart. And note that these last two were not signed. Okay, this one is not signed, and the Bandido
this
one
one's
is
super
not
easy. This
But
one's
this is
super
good.
easy.
Get
Super
ready.
duper easy. Boom. What famous rapper's pool party did Kai Stewart attend after becoming BKFC featherweight champion? I repeat, what famous rapper's pool party did who did Kai Stewart attend after becoming the BKFC featherweight champion? Come on.
Lorenzo said, "Damn, how I got that wrong. I didn't even see. I didn't even see Lorenzo talk before this.
I didn't either. I didn't know he was watching. What's up, Lorenzo?
What's
he did
up?
There it is. Jay Davis with the fucking Rick Ross.
Maybe soon to be the champ.
Jay Davis just beat you out, man. I'm sorry,
Yep,
but
by like
that
a
is the
second.
champ
Split
by a
second.
second. Jay Davis was correct with Rick Ross.
That's not. What are you?
There it is.
pulling
No,
the chain?
it scrolled up as I was going to click it. So there it is, man. Hey, Jay Davis, hit us up in the comments. I mean, hit us up in the DMs with an address, and we'll send you the poster. Same with Megan. Same with who won the first one? Oh, Megan won the first one.
Megan won the first one.
Who won the second one?
Jason won the second
Jason
one.
won the second. All right. So you guys
Yep.
hit us up. We'll get you those in the mail. Thank you guys for sticking with us for over 2 hours tonight. This was a great show.
Yep.
Tomorrow night, make sure you're watching that one. BKFC 58 in Bulgaria.
Do it.
You know,
do it.
Go
You're
watch
gonna love
those,
it.
dude. There's some guys, like I said, you go watch them weigh-ins, and there's a few fellas on there you wouldn't want to fucking run into in a dark alleyway. That's for sure. These fucking dudes look like some killers, straight up.
Yep.
There was one fight on there. Maya, it's Maya versus Petkoff. I don't know. Can you pull that back up? It's
Yes.
it is bottom left corner. That it is Felipe Maya and Angel Petkoff. Those two look like they are capable of ending a life any day of the week. And it is the 5th fight on the card. That one, go look at the weigh-ins, man. Those two are fucking shredded up and looking like they want to kill each other. So I'm interested in that one. I'm interested in the main event. I'm interested in the girl fight. And the heavyweights, those two big heavyweights are massive fucking humans. So should be a good fight. In that feature fight there, and the guy in the picture looks like he has about a 42-inch neck.
Yeah. The guys are scary and they're coming to fucking kill somebody. So
yeah,
take a look at it tomorrow. Just because, some of these cards, like I think people, they kind of sleep on them because they're like, we don't know the fighters, and that's the thing. But let's get to know them, because this is a worldwide sport now. This is international, and these guys that you see here, you're going to start seeing them on these cards. They're going to start mixing them up because they're finding the talent. And the ones that, when the cream rises to the top, they're going to come over here and challenge for these world titles. So
I think the winner of the main event, either one of those dudes could make their way over to the States after this one. So watch the fights tomorrow night. Have yourself a great, or what time is that tomorrow? Isn't it some weird time? Isn't it like 4 in the afternoon here?
Well, you know what? Let's do some real time looking right now. Okay. We're going to do some real time.
I could be wrong about
card.
I feel like it's like in the afternoon. I could be wrong.
It says 4 p.m. Eastern. So
see, there you go. 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon.
Actually, 3 p.m. prelims. Okay, on Fubo Sports. I'm sure they'll probably have it on YouTube like they usually do.
What a perfect way! What a perfect way to get out of work early on a Friday, go home, crack a beer, and watch some fights starting at 3:00 in the afternoon. I couldn't think of a better way to fucking spend my Friday. With that said,
BKFC,
thank you.
baby.
Yeah, thank you to Elvin. Thank you to Valeria, and thank you to Kai Stewart for coming on. And thank you guys for all sticking around with us for 2.5 hours.
Love
I
you
got
all.
nothing
Love
else
you
for
so
you.
much.
Mike, you got anything?
No, love you all for being here. Shout out, let's go, boy. Let's do one shout out, let's go, boy, before we get out of here.
Shout out, let's go,
We'll
boy.
see you guys when we fly to Albuquerque. We'll see you all online. We'll be putting out tons of stuff. Can't wait. Man, it's going to be awesome. Shout out, let's go, boy. Let's turn that up one more time.
Shout out, let's go, boy.
Shout out,
Hey.
let's go, boy. Lorenzo, thanks for stopping in into the chat and chatting up with our peeps. I can't wait to see you fight. We'll see you in LA and or maybe Albuquerque if you show up there. Everybody else, peace.